Live starts. I know. We're going to put on City Beauty lip oil. Today we're going to show my entire collection. If you saw my noon video, that was how we reorganized and set things up and member requests. And it was also a request to see like what I have. Members here get to make a request, and so it is important for them to know what I have. Membership, click join, it'll show you the perks. If you want to join, then you click it again. Really short process, $2.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. So I did start this look earlier, and yes, we are going to show the whole collection, but I wanted to ask if I should finish this look. Everything is done except the eye look, and I am kind of wanting to get that done. This is my first time playing in makeup for days. If you know, you know. But here we are. And then also I tend to backtrack when people pop in, so that's another reason I'm thinking just start by knocking out this eyeshadow look, so when I do start showing the collection we won't have to keep backtracking. So that's what I think I'm going to do. So those who are here right now, hello, I appreciate you for being here. I'll do the intro as we prime the eye. Hello and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Hey Nina, I have your stuff right here to show you. I'm so excited. We're going to get to the collection, but I'm going to finish this look real quick. Hey Janessa, you are right. Okay, it is not 702. It is 702. Okay. I just finished watching your live. I was cracking up. So do you two mind if I do the eye look? Everything with the face is done. Hey Lock. So that's a question for y'all since y'all are here now. Go ahead and do this eye look and then jump into the collection. The whole face is done. I haven't played in the makeup for days. If you know, you know, and y'all that are here now, you do know. We were going to do, I meant to do it earlier. I got up in enough time to do it, but it took me a while to get myself together. This is the Connecting Color Hi-Fi palette from MAC. Thank you, Janessa. And I already planned out what I want to do with it, which is rare. Tuesday, I was going to do the intro. Tuesday, y'all, was one of the worst days I've had in like 6 or 7 months. And not just because of the heat, but like emotionally, it was just, oh my gosh, it was a mess. And so yesterday I just kind of vegged out, and today I'm still, yeah, now it's the hormonal week. So yeah, that. So anyway, I'm gonna prime the eye, do the intro, and then we're gonna knock out this look as quick as possible. Show what Nina won. The giveaway ends tonight. It ended right before this live started. She was the only entry, and I love it when my trolls win. And she chose a great bundle, and I am going to throw 2 extra things in there for her. So we're going to show that, and then we'll get into my collection, which was also a member request. And when I watched that video, I was like, damn girl, you all organized and whatnot. And I always was organized like that, even as a teen. But anyway, let me do this. Hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why do you call it that? Crazy concept. Be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. The crazy part of the crazy troll nation is not caring too much about what the beauty community standards are. You set the standards for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain tool, technique, or brand because that's what they're telling you in whatever video you're watching. Wear whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you want it to be. Yes, the odds are great. And it's always like that. Usually it's Janet who wins because she's the only entry. And she actually reads. And I always hide information in plain sight, y'all, in my description box. People don't read. And even seeing it a couple times in the live, a lot of people skip through so they don't hear it. And so, and that's what makes it exciting too, that my official trolls be winning. This is a groundwork paint pot. Here we believe in self-acceptance and self-love. We accept our natural features. We enhance them if we want to, when we want to, but we never feel like we have to. Listen, this is for everybody. Hey, Alexandria. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So all of that is what the Crazy Troll Nation stands for. That's our motto. That's what we live by. And for those of you who are here right now and you've been hearing it, I do hope it's one of your daily affirmations. And for those who may be hearing it for the first time, I do hope it resonates with you. Just be who you are, rock what you want to rock with confidence. Okay? So this is what we're using today. Connecting Color, I am so awkward. Connecting Color Hi-Fi palette from MAC. I do recommend these. Who's having a sale right now? Lemongrass is having 30% off, and Nomad has, NYX is also having 30% off. I did post these on my tab with my affiliate link. For Nomad is not affiliated. They're having 30% off, 50% off. I think it's 50% off their Route 66 palette, which comes to like 20 something dollars, and my code still does work, only 10% off. So that saves you like another $2 or something if you wanted to get that palette. This is a perfect time to get it. I think my brows are looking decent today. You hear and smell the rain finally. So, yo, we had thunderstorms here last night, Nina, and I knew that it was coming because it was going to break, you know, that little heat wave thing we had that I'm surprised I lived through. It was so freaking hot in here. But yeah, it was a lot of thunder. I was just like, oh my gosh, like what is happening? But so we're gonna take this shade here. This shade is If It Ain't Broke. And I'm gonna do this as quick as I can so we can get to why we're here. This was supposed to be a video today, but I had a hard time getting myself together. I got up in enough time to do it, but it just took me so long to get myself together. And after I ate breakfast, I did feel better. And so I'm like, let me just sit here while Janessa's live is still playing and, you know, start the look. Now we're going to take this shade here, which is Gallerina, and we're going to put this next to here, next to that first shade, and we're going to overlap that first shade, excuse me, with this. Oh, I forgot to say 2 things about me. Sometimes I curse because sometimes I curse. Excuse me. The other thing is there's an organism named Bruce that lives in my throat that likes to randomly hiccup, gurgle, and belch. And I try to be aware of him to say excuse me. Sometimes I'm not aware. So if you hear something and I don't say excuse me, I just was not aware for whatever reason. Deep in thought to whatever nonsense I'm talking about or whatever. But yeah, so he already made an appearance, which reminded me to tell y'all about him. And so this is what we have so far. On our lower lash line, we have one MAC's Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliners, and the white is the one that we just put on the tear duct area. I find that I do like it for that. And we do have one of those on lower lash line. And we're going to take an Hourglass number 3, and we're going to take Starry Night, this shade right here. It is a dual chrome, that brown burgundy green shift, which I guess would make it a multi-chrome that we all have like 1,000 times in our kit. Not really, maybe like 38 times. And not even in our kit, but just in our stash. And so I do really like this color. Like, look at the, whew, child. So thank y'all for being here tonight. What was I gonna say? I don't know what I was going to say. Yeah, Tuesday was just horrible. It was just like the most horrible day I've had in probably like 6 or 7 months. And so lots of reflecting, lots of self-analyzing. Yeah, reflecting, you know, what's going on and just different things in my life. And yeah, so that was a day. A few people contacted me to check in on me, not even knowing it was like one of the most horrible days I've had in the last 6 or 7 months. But knowing about the heat, they were like, make sure you stay hydrated, make sure you eat. And I'm just like, staying hydrated wasn't an issue. Hey, Grace, because it was so freaking hot. But I didn't have any appetite. But I'm like, you know what? I do need to eat there, right? And so I did manage to eat on Tuesday. Y'all, just look at this. Look at this light right here that just follows. Now look over here. It just jumps over to the other eye. Ding, ding. I love it. Was I going to take that all the way out? Oh, no. We're going to take a black. I think I want to use, because this black is black. Let me pull this over a little bit more, because I don't want that black to go too far over. So whatever's in this brush from Starry Night, and you'll see we're starting here and doing this way instead of going the opposite way. So I just want to bring that over just a little bit. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start here and just brush it inward. And it works because there's shadow in the brush. If you color switch, you can't do this. But you know, if you don't color switch, you can always go back to a previous brush, because I don't always want to add more shadow. I just want to move it. around or blended a certain way. You see what I'm saying? So now we have it like all the way over here, just what was in the brush. In the brush. What's in the brush? What's in the brush? Janessa, I was cracking up when you were saying you and Alexa be arguing. And I'm like, you do know she's not a real person, right? Like, she doesn't think for herself like that. But I was cracking up. She's like, we be arguing all the time. I was like, is she your bestie? Like, what's happening? But it is funny when you were like, it's not 702, it's 702. She's like, you're absolutely right. My mistake. It's not 702, it's 702. She's like, yeah. We're going to take, ooh, we're not going to take that brush. We're going to take this brush first. This, and we're going to go into, my kid could make that, this shade right here. So we're going to just stab it. Get on a brush, and we're going to use this like right here in this area. This is a shade that does not show up much, and I think is really not, number one, because we put Starry Night here, and number two, there is a green as part of the shifts in Starry Night, so I think it's just going to eat this lime green, and it is just eating the lime green. You're absolutely right, Janessa. It's not 702, it's 702. I was cracking up to this. I was like, oh my God, like she's really arguing with this thing. Because she was saying, oh, that little snort thing, what was that? So she's agreeing with you and still saying it wrong. I was cracking up. But as long as you know she's not really a thinking person, it's okay. Because I was getting a little concerned. You were like, we argue all the time. I'm like, why is she arguing with she? We're going to take this brush that we usually use for under lower lash line, and this might not do what I wanted to do because it is pointed. Is that from today, Janessa? I have circled, but it's from yesterday. The live she did yesterday, and I did click on to watch it after the fact yesterday, and it wasn't live. And I know I usually text you, Janessa, and be like, it's not live yet. But I was just so like, I was wiped out yesterday because of the heat. And so I didn't even say anything. And so I saw it was live today, but not live today, but today it converted to the public thing. And so I don't want to use, because I feel like that brush is going to give me too much. Maybe I wanted to use this brush for that. We'll take another brush like that, because if we do this one, it's going to be very direct and harsh because it is a very pointed brush. So we're going to take Carbon, this black right here. It's only one black in the palette, girl. It was last night I was getting ready, to be on the podcast. I didn't do it until, because I was looking for it, because I remember, because when I watch your live, I actually want to watch it, and I usually watch it like when I'm eating. Like today, when I was having breakfast, is when I played it. And so I saw it was there, so I was like, oh, good. But I was just so out of it yesterday. Yesterday, it was just because of the heat. And I went over to the leasing office and had a chat with the worker and the manager. And I didn't go as hard as Janessa went. But because I asked her something, and she said no. And then she's one of them people that, even if you ask a yes or no question, she won't say yes or no. She'll do this whole spiel, like a telemarketer. Whatever you say, they have this whole paragraph that they tell you. And so she went through her whole spiel, and I'm like, I understand what you're saying, but that's not answering the question. So she went through the whole thing again. So I said, well, so you just said such and such, and now the way you're explaining it is the opposite of what you just told me. And so I said, I do understand what you're saying, though. She said, well, as long as you understand what I'm saying, that's the goal here. I said, yeah, I do understand what you're saying. I'm just pointing out to you that you keep contradicting yourself. That's what I'm saying. And she kind of just looked at me. I think we're going to leave this like this. So, yeah. So that was the whole thing yesterday for a few hours. And that was Wednesday, which was still better than Tuesday. Tuesday was just an emotional day. Like, it was just some mental stuff going on. But HVAC will be here tomorrow to measure the space, because I am getting an entirely new unit. And I remember, and I told her too, I said, I remember in the summer, the winter. I said, I remember in the winter, I had at least 3 work orders that maintenance did come out at least 3 different times. And I told y'all I needed a new unit. And guess what, y'all? My unit is completely dead. The maintenance guy said, your unit is toast. He checked a few things. He left and came back. He's like, your unit is toast. And he's the one that told me that in the wintertime. So it was just a matter of time before it died, but it would just so happen that it died during the heat wave. But so I told her, I said, if you remember back, I told you, because it was her specifically, that I needed a new unit. So I am getting a new one. They're going to come measure tomorrow. So hopefully next week they'll actually bring it. And the leasing office did order a portable, and so a different maintenance guy. Why he looked fine now? And he installed the portable. Y'all, I wanted to laugh at him, but I knew it wasn't funny. And so he came in, and so we were chatting and showed him where it goes and all of that. And he was saying, oh, I'm gonna have to call you back. And I'm like, okay, he's on his phone. So he started, taking it out the box, and he was like, no, it's not a window unit. It's actually pretty huge, but it has like the exhaust thing that you put out the window, and it has like the sleeve thing that you can pull up, because my window, the only window in here, it slides. And so you close the window about this much, leave this much open, and you put the slide thing in there, you put the exhaust in, and you slide it up so it reaches up to the top. And that's why they can put it where my balcony is, because it's not high enough to reach the top of the balcony door. Yo, that thing is strong. I was just like, oh my gosh. And so the only disadvantage is my bedroom was cold. But you come out my bedroom, one side is the closet where the washer and dryer is. And on the other side, like opposite, is where the linen closet is. You go another few feet, you turn the corner into where you come into the living space, that heat was like a wall. So that's the only thing, is like, okay, my bedroom's cold, but I don't live in my bedroom. So I'm just like, but anyway. So it did cool down last night because of the thunderstorms and stuff like that. But yo, he was taking the thing apart, putting it and hooking it up, and he was like, I can't even keep my iPods in. He said, they're slipping out of my ears, y'all. And I remember saying before, when it first got warm, I said, I'm gonna hold out as long as I can, because once you get acclimated to cool weather, it's hard to tolerate the heat. Yo, I was in here in 94-degree heat. But he was like, I can't even keep my iPods, and they slipping out, my ears. He had a hat on, his hat was sliding. So he finally took his hat off. And so it wasn't funny. Can you try ASMR? My voice isn't ASMR. Or should it be like, hello, we're doing ASMR. I can't be that quiet. I mean, I am the one getting glazed, getting put on. Yeah, but they're going to take it when, oh, thank you, Grace, for the star. Once they bring, because it's an outside company that comes to bring the whole new HVAC unit. Once that's set up, maintenance is going to come back to get the portable. And then he was doing something. I saw sweat dripping off his chin, and I looked. I said, "Did I just see sweat drip off your face?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "This is day 3 for me, dude." He looked at me. He was like, "Damn." But I do got 6 fans total in my apartment that's that's rotate air. But yeah, man, sweat was like, I could see sweat dripping off, like, because it was just like dripping off his chin, off his face. So I was like, would you like a water or a Gatorade? He's like, I have some in my car. I said, yeah, but you're in here now. Do you? He was like, yes, I'll take one. And I'm like, this day 3 for me, dude. And he just looked at me like, and I didn't even go anywhere, because when the manager had called and she's like, okay, HVAC is, well, actually, yeah, she said, she would call them, they would come out, whatever. And then she had said, we're going to take this shade just for under the brow with this brush. Hey, CM. And she said, they're going to come over sometime tomorrow to measure. Are you going to be home? I'm like, yeah, I'll be home. And then I thought about a normal person would have called a friend like, hey, can I just chill? Or even my neighbor downstairs, can I just hang out at your place today? But then I wouldn't have been able to sleep in here in the heat, though. So I didn't even think to be like, hey, can I come over here? Or my cousin that's here in Delaware, hey, can I just come stay a few nights until they fix it or whatever? That was not even a thought. Yo, I'm going to tell you something. When I go through something, I just go through it. Like, I really don't depend on other people. I might tell them a situation, but I just deal with it. But, and then, too, I knew, the cold front was coming back and all of that, but still, it was crazy. Luckily, the weather cool. Yeah, feels so nice. And the air isn't even on. Yeah, and when I got up today, I turned off like 3 of my fans. But I did turn 2 more of them back on before I started the live. Yeah, just deal with it. And most people have no idea, but I'm looking at him like, brother man was going through. He was like, my hat won't even stay in place. He took his hat off. He took his earbuds out. He's like, they slide now. And I'm just like, So where I've been was on my sofa, because there's a fan at the balcony door that oscillates, and there's a fan facing the sofa where I sit. So the only time I was like completely cool was sitting on my sofa in front of that fan. Lower lash line. We're going to take this for front half, and this for... No, let's put this all over the bottom, since it is a dual chrome, multi-chrome thing. And so I ended up needing to, y'all, it pissed me off. I ended up needing to have to get a doctor's note. But when I called the emergency number, they mentioned that. And a friend of mine was like, don't you have asthma? I said, yeah. She said, that's a health hazard for you, because extreme heat does affect asthma. And it was like kind of sometimes. And I do have 2 different asthma medications. And so it was like 3 in the morning, Wednesday morning, like 3 a.m. I sent a message to my doctor saying, can you send me can you write a letter? So I told him the situation and then said, can you write a letter about how heat affects asthma? And so like 11 o'clock, a message came through, and that's when I was on my way to the office, and it turned out it was just from the nurse saying she would pass him the message. And while I'm still sitting there going back and forth with the manager, the doctor's note came through. And so I showed her the note. She said, email it to her. She'll put it in my file or whatever. And so with that, they'll prioritize your work order. So I was the 3rd medical. So that put me after the other 2. But other than that, I would have had to keep waiting. But what pissed me off is I had took my allergy medications. I have 2. They have my name on it. They have the prescribing doctor's name on it, and they have the facility that it came from. So I said, so this is proof that I have asthma, right? And she's like, well, we still need a note. I said, so you're telling me showing you my medication with all this information on it doesn't mean anything? It took so much for me to just not go the fuck off. But luckily, I think we're just going to do a black upper lash line today, which I seldom do. And luckily, while I was sitting there trying to compose myself, the doctor's note came through. And so she was like, okay, we have 2 other medicals. I said, okay, so I'm 3rd. And she said, well, and by now it was like 11:40. So she said, well, he starts, 8 o'clock, the maintenance guy. So he said, you may be soon. She's like, I'm sure the first one is probably done. And when I got back home, the maintenance guy came like 20 minutes later. You keep a ceiling fan. You like the AC. I remember in the winter, Tanya, you were like, you had your window unit in for air. And I'm like, what? And I was thinking about you too. I said, there is no way Tanya would be over here in 90 to 94 degree heat. I was like, there is no way. In the wintertime, she had her AC on in her room. I need to catch up on that. I haven't even been able to focus on much. So a lot of my paperwork that I had, put down to do, I didn't do. I've been watching a lot of Tubi, because some of that is that B-rated type movie stuff. And that's why I didn't stay in Janessa's live yesterday, because I couldn't even really focus. And I'm like, so I had commented, I'll watch the replay. So I've been watching a lot of stupid stuff on Tubi. But today is a better day. You keep the window cracked in the winter and your fans going. Oh, I know you do, Tanya. I remember you said that. You'll be in the new office on the 3rd of June. I need to stop stopping so we can get to why we're here, which is to see the collection. I have something else to show y'all too. The Macari offer is still open. If you want something, let me know. And I'll price it $1. So essentially you'll just be paying taxes. Not taxes, shipping, and plus the $1. Everything except the ESOM bundle, and everything except Petalmorphosis, because that's the lavender packaging. But everything else is up for grabs. I'm putting my brushes in the kitchen because I'm gonna need my space to show y'all what we got. Lancome, You get Tubi and then one. Yeah, right. Because it's one of them channels where sometimes it is good stuff on there, and then sometimes it's just like, you know, little hokey stuff, and it's just like, ugh. But even, yeah, so some stuff I'm not even able to tolerate. I'm like, okay, this is just too stupid. Or it's like too B rated. I mean, I get it, but I just be like, this, y'all, no, I can't even watch this. I'm starting to sweat, and I ain't gonna complain about it because it is not 94 in here. Gave me a whole new perspective on hot. Okay, so this will, oh, what are we gonna do for a lip? We'll just do an easy lip. I think we'll just put Maleficent on. And that's not even the name of it. That's what the packaging looks like. And I did look for the name of it when I did my inventory. But I didn't put a label on. No, I didn't put a label on it with what the name of it is. I'll just call it Maleficent. We'll just put that on top of this lip oil from City Beauty. Always forget to filter what's for sale and what's sold. On Macari, I don't sign on often. Why do you want to filter what's... Because you don't need to know what's sold. Do they show it anyway? Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, because sometimes you look at stuff. Yeah. And I don't know why I do that, because it's like the only reason I can see that being helpful is if you're a seller, because then you can be like, okay, this sold for this amount. I have the same item. So if I price it higher than this, it might not sell. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only way I can see it being relevant. So this is what I call Maleficent, but that's not the name of it. I don't know what it's called. This is me trying to read the tiny print. We're just going to put this on. Then we want to jump into Nina's gift. When I send it out to you, I'll send you the tracking number. I still have another Trollkin stuff boxed up. I have Janessa's stuff boxed up and something boxed up for Michelle. I just have not been doing anything. And you would think I would look for reasons to get out the house, right? All right, let me move all this stuff. That picked up the foundation. So this is what Nina's getting. And actually I can move this mirror as well. Oh, while I'm over here, let me show y'all. That thing that was on the wall. I took all the pictures off. And I think I'm gonna leave this in front of the dumpster. So I took all the pictures off. These are the holes in the back from where I put the pins in it. So what I think I'm gonna do is, these are the pins that were in it. And so I think I'm just going to put these in here, well, on here, and sit it in front of the dumpster, because somebody will probably pick it up, like when they took all of my my Wii stuff and all the remotes and everything. So that's what I think I'm gonna do with that, because it is usable, and I had it. Thank you. Hello, how are you doing today? And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do with that. So I threw all the pictures away, and that's been with me since like 2011. You're wonderful. What are you talking about? I'm wonderful. You're wonderful. Thank you. So this is the box, but I may need I don't know if I need a bigger box, because I'm going to add something to this. And so when I said I packaged up all of my Macari stuff, if this is ready to be mailed, that's what I did, because then I got rid of all my access boxes and packing materials. And so here's one palette here. And it's another palette here. And I'm going to have to wrap this back up. And then there's this palette here. And so this is what she chose out of my store. And this is one of them. And I really did like all of these too. But I just wasn't using them for whatever reason. This is the other one. That shift I told you we all know, have, and love. And this is lethal. This is not even MAC, but that's that same exact color. This is a dual chrome. When I look over here, I see like a lavenderish. When I look where you are, it looks pink. I'm looking to see what else is shifting in here. I think that was it. And this one. She chose a good bundle. This one is a combination of Night Flower and Teresa is Lethal. And so this one does have the names in there, but that's where these shades are from. And so she's getting, this is what she chose as her prize. And since I only had one lethal thing left, dark matter, yeah, you've been eyeing for a while, this little 6-pan, which has 5 shadows in it. And so what we're going to do also, since I don't use this that often, this is the Lethal Water Liner in Y2K, which is black. We are going to pop this in here. So this is your eyeliner, Nina. It's a black water activated. So 3 12 pans and then 5 more and then a liner. So this is Nina's prize. And I'm excited for her to get these things. All right, so let's jump into why we're here. Showing you what I have. If you remember, you might want to take notes. If you think you might want to request a palette or a color story. Well, I have all the colors. The only thing you're not going to see is my Mayron water activated paints and the Mayron cream paints, because those are in my kit. So I do share those with the kit. So we're not going to go into the disposables because those are disposables and they don't need to be seen. Excuse me. This that has my eyeliners in it. Y'all see them? I think y'all know what all the colors are. Do y'all want to see all these colors? Did you miss your? No, I didn't do it yet. It's scheduled. If you go to my page, my YouTube page, and you click lives, it'll show you all the lives that's scheduled. And so do y'all want to see what each of these colors are or no? Because I use them quite frequently. And so I feel like y'all kind of know what these colors are as far as the liner colors. Yes, no. I'll start, and if it's no, I'll move on. Dip down is a brown. I'm trying to go fast. Dip down is a brown. Midnight Snack. If y'all don't want to see the liners, let me know and you'll stop. Hello. Midnight Snack is a gray. Black Mirror that I just put on. Paint Pot. Contemplative State. The one I use on top of my eye primer is Groundwork. I have panned one. This is my second one. 2 that Janessa sent me from Melt. This is Penny Metal Bond Gel Liner. That's what that looks like. For whatever reason, this is Haze Reflect Gel Eyeliner. For whatever reason, this does not ever show up on my upper lash line, but it looks great in my brows. I was insistent on finding a way to use it because it's so pretty. It never shows up on my lash line. I do not know why, but this is amazing in my brows. So Janessa sent me those 2. Also in here, this is from that same shift, red and green. I love this in my brows too. This is from Makeup Forever, and it's called Artist Color Cream, and this shade is Beetle Chrome. So it's green and it's red, and when I put it in my brows, you see the whole shift. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. That is great in my brows. Okay. Inglot doesn't have names as numbers. Number 99. So if you think you might want something, have a pen and paper handy and write it down. This is number 75. This is number 76. This one is creamier than all the rest of them. It's kind of hard to control unless I use a very thin brush because it just goes everywhere. Green, this is number 86. So I guess y'all do want to see the liners. Nobody said no. This is 87. This is 79. This doesn't show up much on my upper lash line either because usually I'm using darker eyeshadow colors. This is number 97. This also looks nice in my brows too. This is a fun color that pops any look. 84. The red will pop a look too. So would a green if I'm going for Goth or grunge. And 77, which is a black. Saying Goth or grunge reminded me to circle back to, after I show all of this, to then go back and re-show my Goth grunge palettes, because that was another member request to show those. And so I kind of doubling up on the requests. What am I trying to put in here? Oh, here they go. My mirror. So all of these, and these acrylic cases came from Target, I believe, and it's called Inter Design, INTER Design Organizer. And I just love how things fit in here. If you're coordinated like that. Not coordinated. If you're organized, like I am. But then when you move one thing, other stuff may slide to the left. Anyway. Hey, Michelle. Did I miss Michelle? Alright, so that's this that y'all saw in the video. Isn't that nice? And this is the sharpener. So that's that. This will be super quick. I'm not even going to take anything out of here. This is this stuff. And y'all see what I'm saying? So I think they're really for like bullet lipsticks, but at least stuff don't fall over and fall out like they used to do. Yeah, I did. I need to stop feeling like I'm rushed because I know y'all are not rushing me. Yeah, I did. These are so freaking cute. And Janessa has all of them because I sent her the container and they were like filled to the brim. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take some out for me. So this is a dropper. These are tweezers. These are pickers. This is actually for, excuse me for the glare, eyelashes. These are tweezers for the gems, regular set of tweezers. I like this one because it's angled. And I have one of these in my bathroom that I use for me. This eyeliner thing that I've only used, I think, maybe twice. Put here and draw your line. Good and cool girl, how are you? Oh, hey, Michelle. So these, I'm gonna lay them flat because I have them doubled up, tripled up, some of them. So these colors are so freaking pretty. I'm not gonna take each one out separately. I'm just taking out the ones on top so you can see the layer. These, look at this gorgeousness. And for these to be almost full, it didn't even look like I took any out of the container. These are so friggin' pretty. And so this one I'm gonna just put on top. These are like a blue and a pink, because some of them are like iridescent. Here's a perfect example. Like, you see this? Oh my gosh. And quite a few of them are like that. These are just so freaking pretty. And these are the non-self-adhesive. These are so pretty. All of these are pretty. So these live in here. And actually, I triple layer these so that these can just live back here. And so that's that. It feels good, y'all, to be organized. You took a nap at work. Ah, you was napping like Trump. He be in a press conference. And my thing is this. Y'all know y'all being recorded. Why don't somebody wake him up? Or, I mean, something. They still be going on what they talking about. He just be... This is like the stupidest thing ever. Somebody should be like... something. Or say stop recording with something. It's the dumbest thing I ever fucking saw. You having this thing. Nobody don't say shit. This is my eyeliners and mascara. It's like the dumbest things I ever fucking see. And imagine if that was Obama or Biden or anybody else. Trump would be like, oh, yes, be fucking sleep. These are these two colors, the green and the blue. Eyebrow pencil. These are also from Target. I think they came in a 2-pack, 3-pack, something pack, 4-pack, something pack. The ones I have from NYX, and all of these, and you've seen me use these a lot in whatever color combination. These are all the ones from MAC. I would love to have a black. My lids, my inner lids and my lash line do not tolerate black from any brand at all, and I've tried quite a few, and so I don't have a black. If I want something that's as close to black I can get, I use this one, even though it's the brown. So these are all of my MAC Color Excess gel pencil eyeliners. My eyes do not tolerate Urban Decay either, because they have a lot of fun colors. This is, yeah, they do. He's a puppet. He's not smart enough to be anything other than a puppet. This is Medusa Makeup UV Reactive that Janessa sent me. I need to use it. I did use it. I opened it on the September 13th, 2025. Hi. My name is Dion. I'm a label whore. So that's in here. Lancome is in here. Lethal, their white mascara is in here. And my Hella Thick. So this is eyeliners, brows, and mascara. I just like when everything has a place and it makes sense. I love that for me. This is another tray. And Scandinavia, barrier spray from Mayron. This makeup remover, y'all, I'm halfway done. I am not repurchasing this because it just gets used up too quick. And this is Beauty So Clean cosmetic spray. And y'all don't even really need to see this stuff. Foundation, this is the luminizing hydrating one. This is the soft matte that's waiting. And you see we're down to here already. We just started using this not too long ago. This is Skin Prep from Mayron. City Beauty eye cream. Milk makeup primer. And this eyeshadow base from Makeup or Murder. So that's in there. I just like everything. It's just like, maybe I should do. I forgot to show you in here where the liners are. And these are the Phase-Its that Janessa sent me. And usually I keep these in here. Some of these are the ones I didn't use yet. So I usually just stick these back here some kind of way. So all of that's in one place. I should put them where the other gems are. That would make more sense, right? And I do like for stuff to make sense. Your daughter shared a video with me of a press conference where he crapped his pants and everyone smelled it and he kept talking. They had to clear all the reporters off the phone. I don't know if that's the clip that I saw. But they were saying that he did shit himself. But when I watched it, I don't get that from that. And then they replayed it like in slow motion and they upped the volume so you hear like a sound. But that could have been anything. And so I'm like, did he or did he not really shit his pants? But they're saying he shit his pants. I don't know, and they did like get people out real quick. All right, stop recording, press leave, and they got everybody out. So maybe he did, but watching it, I don't know. You just hear, that could have been anybody behind them passing gas. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. So I'm just putting that out there, like I don't know, because and I barely heard the sound, but it was like, oh, he crapped his pants. Everybody was saying it. If that's the one I saw, and so I watched it, and I'm like and somebody behind them kind of went like, and that was it. It wasn't like it wasn't one of those. If I smell shit, I'm gonna be like, ugh. Like it wasn't any, it was just like, and then they put their hand down. So it wasn't even anything dramatic. So like, I don't know if that's the one I saw. Yes, Captain, anyway, right? Trust me, I feel no pity for anyone in that room, but he needs to be at home or something. That's probably why they don't mind him being asleep. Nina. Color wheel. That's gonna be a running joke for forever. This is the bronzers, blushes, highlighters, and this that I use for the mixing medium and the witchamajiggets. This, y'all, I want to feel bad because somebody sent me this. She asked me if I'd ever tried Turtur, and I said no. And so she said she would send me some to try because they were like samples or something. And she did. This just fell out. This is, I don't know. I don't know where it fell. I don't know. It says Revolution on it. So I don't know. Do you stick your finger in here and then put on? Maybe. So there's two of these in here. And she did send two different things. So I think they were samples. I'm not sure. They both say the same thing. Mask Fit Red Cushion Mask Shield. And I still didn't try them yet. So I'm not even sure what they are. But I have heard of the brand. And I don't know if it's Turtur or Tur. Oh, they're foundations. Okay. So 43N, 51N, and I'm not going to open them. 51N. And these are, oh, they're different. Okay. 35N, 37C, 40N. So they are different. Okay. And so she sent, oh, that was just in one pack. Oh, shoot. That's a shame because I never opened it. She did try this one or opened it because this one was on here or something. 31N, 33N, 33W. Oh, so these are all different. I saw something else, y'all. I don't know. 34C, 34N, 34W. Okay, so all of these are different. I do need to at least try these. Have any of you tried the Tier? Thank you, Lock. They're probably used to it. This is just the stupidest thing I've ever saw, especially when he'd be sleeping. You're being recorded, dude. And how he's talking about other countries envy us. No, they don't. He's too simple to even realize that the United States is now the laughing stock of the entire free world. This is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. You have not yet. Yes, you have a couple of. Do you like them, Tanya? Do you have the foundations? Like the ones I just. Oh, this thing is heavy. So we're going to start from the back. Actually, we're going to take stuff out, and as I show you, putting it back in. And y'all have seen me use all of this because I use my stuff. So have your pen and paper handy, or paper and pen handy, if you're going to want to. If you think you might want to see certain colors of something. All right. Woo. iDesign organizer thing. I love these because they look really neat and chic because they're clear. Hourglass. This is their volume 2. You've seen me using all of this stuff. And I think I got it from Amazon. And it's really nice. Do I ever use it? No. And honestly, when I do look at it, I get confused. And I think it's because of how my eye perceives color. And I'm pretty sure that's why I don't use it much. And this side shows you what goes with it, what'll do whatever. And the other side, you know, you can put this here, see what, if you mix it with, blah, blah, blah. Because this says blue, and then it says adding blue. Or if you want to add this color, or... It is pretty cool though. Or if you add green. But honestly though, when I look at this, I get confused. I really do. I really do. And I do think it's because how I perceive color. Because y'all know I think, you know, red is really coral. So, you know. I have the foundation, and it is more of a light coverage, kind of like tint to me. Nothing to run out and get. I'm going to do the squared off stuff first, instead of doing like the rounded stuff, so that way stuff will sit when I put stuff back. Because even now, stuff is sliding. All right. Hourglass highlighters. No, girl. House Labs. This is golden pyrite. This is the first one I had. That's why it's the messiest. This one is Fire Opal. Oh my gosh, it's described as yellow orange, and that's exactly what it is. This is Raw Amber. Janice asking which one you use, Tanya. Is it the red one? And this is Chocolate Opal. This makes me toasty. I like it. So I use that sporadically, like around my face. Their blushes, I have 5. This is a size. If you're lighter than me, you can use it a light hand. A light hand. A light hand. Because it will show up. Be like, you invited me, I'm here, what's up? Watermelon Bliss, this is also very bright, very bold, very pretty. Hibiscus Haze was the first one I had for a long time because I can't go wrong with it. I have purchased that, medium level 7 bronzer and golden pyrite. And then I liked them so much, I'm like, I want to get more colors, even if they aren't for my complexion. I made them for my complexion. This one is Pomelo Peach. And somewhere along the line, I got into doing an ombre blush cheek. They used the Cushion Puff Tanya. It can be a buildable coverage. It was full coverage for me. Is that the red ones, like the ones that were gifted to me? This is Lavender Blonde, is it? Hi. Y'all already know. And I'm gonna label what? Yeah. This is Pomelo. No, this is Lavender Blonde. They're bronzers. I have panned medium level 7, so this is a new one. A newer one. Medium level 7. I cannot go wrong with this one for my complexion. You gotta take K-Beauty before you got into Western makeup. This is deep level 9. And this is deep level 10. To me, 9 looks deeper than 10. This is 9. And this is 10. No, they don't. Now that I put them together. 9 looks like a cooler one. This is deep level 10. This is deep level 11 that I sometimes use as a contour. And so that is that. So, what am I looking for to put back in the back? So in the back space of all of that, we have the Blend Bunny that Janessa sent me. This is a mix of medium tan and their dark deep palette. And this is what that looks like. I love this. I am in love with this. And she sent me a perfect assortment that she said she wanted me to try, like the different formulas and, you know, all of that. And I'm really digging it. We have this back there. This is what we use today for the face. This is from MAC. And this is their Studio Fix Sculpt and Shape Contour Palette. This one is for medium dark to dark. I don't know. Because these work for me, so I don't know if they darker. If they, I don't know. But they do have a lighter one and a darker one. I do have those in my kit. We have the curved case for medium complexions that Janessa sent me. I was afraid for this. I'm like, I'm gonna open this one day and it'll all just be melted at the bottom because it was so freaking hot. And my CC Beauty palette actually laid it flat on my station because I was just like, okay, all of this oil-based stuff or cream stuff is just gonna melt. So this is the one for medium, and they have the shade names on the back. And I love how they put the colors, and so you can't get confused on which way to read it. To be honest, Dion, those little pinky puffs serves nothing for me, but you can use them for under eye concealer or powder. I'll see. I haven't used it at all yet, and I need to, so I can report back to her, like if I like them or not. We have from Makeup Forever. I recommend this when they have their 30% off sale is the highest sale I've ever seen, and these usually are sold out. This is the Artist Color Palette, and the colors are on the outside, so you know what it is before you pick it up. I have panned the black one. You see that little hole? And I panned the white one. You can see the mark in there. These go quick. You only need a little bit, but because I was using it, yeah, and I panned 2 of these. And I do have one in my kit, and I have a backup from when they had their sales. And I do, well, not because of the sale, because I do get a discount for them. And what happened was I forgot I had one in my backups, and I ordered one. And when I went to put it away, I'm like, oh, there's one over here. That's why I needed to do an inventory and be organized, because I'd be buying stuff thinking, oh, I'm like, oh, I already have it. That'd be me. That'd be me. All right, I'm going to show you this other makeup for everyone. This is Harmony 3 Tan to Deep, and this is the HD Face Essentials palette. Supposedly foundation, contour, concealer, blush, highlighter, bronzer, and again, everything on all of their face palettes, the color on the outside is where it is on the inside. And I have used this for my entire face. And this one says it's for tan to deep. I don't know about that, but yeah, I see it. I didn't use this for a long time because it looks so freaking dark. But we know cream stuff doesn't always show up as bold on you once you put it on and blend it as they do in the pan. This actually looks really pretty on me. Actually, this whole thing does. Actually, all the stuff I have looks really pretty on me. I'm pretty. Why would it not look pretty on you, girl? You cute. I know, right? It's not tripping, troll. I know. But this, I do recommend their face palettes. They have one that's just blush and highlight. They have one that's just for sculpting, which is highlight and contour. They have different ones. But I initially got the Face Essentials one because it's for the entire face. And then as time went on and I was using them on myself and on people, I'm like, I have all of them. Every single one of their face palettes, I have them. Is it necessary? Hell no. Do I regret it? Hell no. Because I do actually use them. And also because I get the discount, it makes it easier to get them. But even for 30% off, because these all run $88, $89. So for 30% off, and you can do your whole face. And if you travel a lot, this is it. This little sleek packaging. Do your whole face. That's it. I do think it's worth it. And I do post when they have sales because I know they're expensive. So those are those. Our 3 hourglass palettes. This is where 3 times 3 equals 6. Each one has 3 blushes in it. And I'll be like, so I got 6 hourglass blushes, girl. 3 times 3 is 9. This one is Lotus. Is it? No. Girl, this is a swan. Just say it right there. And I put dim light on here. So I got rid of my single pan dim light and I put it here. So if I want to use dim light, I know I can get it from in here. This is what that looks like. And I usually use these in combination with each other because I do the blush ombre look. I do a bronzer ombre look. And sometimes I'll pair one of these with another one or with something else. But you can easily just do this for your whole cheek situation. I forget who the swan one was supposed to be for, because we know hourglass are not inclusive. So like whatever they say is for, or what complexion they say is for, is it really? So this is swan, very pretty. So these are the 3 blushes down here. And that's what drew me to it. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. After they came out, like that next summer, I saw them, and I don't even shop at Selfridges. I don't. For whatever reason, I went on the Selfridges site. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. They had Swan and Lotus, because those are the older ones, right? Or was it Fox and Lotus? But they were the ones that came out in the fall, and that next summer, they had them for half off. I was like, ooh. So I bought them. And I put them in my Macari store. They didn't sell. So then the next fall, when Hourglass came out with their new ones, because they come out every fall, they come out with a new set. Supposedly light, medium, and deep complexions. They lie. But anyway. But even having a deep complexion, you can make it work. You just have to not use it how they say to use it. Like if this is a bronzer and they say this is for deep, we know it ain't. That might be a highlighter for you. You know what I'm saying? And so there is a way to work it. And I do know people who are chocolate that use their palettes and they enjoy them. You know, they use them what they say, okay, nah. And then they tweak it and they find a way to use it and it looks beautiful on them. So you can still use them, just not for what they say it's for. The blush might be a highlighter. The bronzer might be a highlighter. And so when the new ones came out that next fall, I was like, And I said, you know what, girl, you don't need to buy those. Take them out your Macari store. So the 2 I got for half off from Selfridges, I took them out of my Macari store. And so this is Swan, and it has dim light in it. This one is Lotus, and this has Eternal Light in it. So I either gave it away, I think I might have gave it to Janessa, Eternal Light. And I did really like it. It makes me toasty. And this is Eternal Light right here. So it says it's a finishing powder. It does have a sheen to it. I do just lightly dust my face with it because it does make me toasty. But for somebody that's deep complexion, this might be a highlighter. You know, for your forehead or your chin or whatever. But these have 3 blushes. And these are the 3 blushes right here. What my OCD doesn't like is how the other one, all the 3 blushes were at the bottom. And this one is this and these 2. Like, put them in the same place. This one, and that one. Put them in the same place. Put them in the same place. So this one is Lotus. And this one is Fox. And these 3 blushes, the same thing. Blush, blush, blush. Why they're not consistent? And this one has the nerve to say is a bronzer. It's a bronzer for me. For somebody else, it might be a finishing powder. And I hate that I love Hourglass. I love them because the powders are friggin' phenomenal. I hate that they're not inclusive. And we know they can do it because one year their bronzer, it was deeper than the previous year's bronzers, but then the next year it came out with a lighter bronzer that was supposed to be for deep. I'm like, if we know you can do a deep one because you did that last year. So why this year now this bronzer is lighter for deep people than the one last year? So we know they can, and they don't, which means they don't want to, and that's what pisses me off, is when you know they can do something and they don't. Tell me you don't give a shit about me without telling me you don't give a shit about me. So I hate that I love them, but I think so too, Janessa, the Eternal Light. And because you do it, makeup you do, yeah, it does look nice on you. It really does. Use the last night. Yeah, I was watching, if that's the live, yeah, I heard you say that today. You know what, you did, you like this Eternal Light, and I looked, I was like, yeah, I did. And so, but this, I hate that I love them. It is the powders are just phenomenal. And I understand, and people are like, I will never. I get it. I understand. Because it's like, why, and this is what's conflicting for me. Like, why use something that I wouldn't even like recommend. The powders is that good. So it makes me re-question my life choices. Like, well, girl, I know, make it make sense. The powders are freaking phenomenal. Hourglass, while we're on Hourglass. So the two singles I have left, Mood Light. Y'all, look at this dip in here. This is the one that's lavender, sheer lavender pink. And I remember when I first got it, I'm like, I don't know. So I put it on and I'm like, I don't know. But then by the third time I used it, I'm like, this is freaking awesome. I don't go for a brightening to my under eye area, but this sucker works. And putting it all over, it just gives this nice sheen. This is what I go to when I have fallout, because it camouflages it. Because number one, of the color of it. Number two, because it does have a sheen to it, the same as Luminous Light, which is described as Champagne Pearl. How do I know that? Because I'm a label whore. This will camouflage fallout because it gives that sheen. But this is all over too. So if I want just an all over, whether to cover up fallout or not, I go for this one. If I want to also just brighten for whatever reason, or the fallout is like, girl, we staying lavender. This is like, no, we're not. Sheer lavender pink. Mood Light, like, no, you're not staying here. And I just hate that I love. I know I keep saying that. Powders, the CC Beauty powder that makes me like Casper. This is from, I'm gonna see if somebody I know wants this one. This is Fashion Fair. I had it in my kit, and because of the makeup I do use Radiant Light as a highlighter. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's a way to make them work. But I do know some people, it's like, oh, I would never, because I can't use it for that. I'm like, oh, you can use it, just use it other than how they say. And it's just fucked up because the powders are phenomenal. Like the finish they give. And I hear Janessa say it quite often. She's like, if I go too heavy on a blush, put on one of these powders, everything is just like, it just do what it do. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. This is Cognac Queen. I only used this one time, and that's when I did the formal dinner look in 2024. And it's Hourglass. I put it in, not Hourglass, it is Fashion Fair. And I put it in here because this container is a little more slim than the Fashion Fair container. And when you put stuff in the kit, the idea is, okay, if you want all this stuff, make it fit. And so I purchased these containers, and it does fit all of the Fashion Fair powder. So this is a whole powder. I only used it one time. I have a PAO one here, which is August this year. So I took it out my kit because I'm like, I ain't going to use this by August. But it is for this complexion. And she was chocolate. And actually, she is on my website. This looked beautiful on her. So I think I'm going to ask around to see if somebody wants it. Oh, shit. From having it sideways. So this is the color of it. It does go on a little, I'm not going to say deeper, because if you are a deep complexion, it's going to go on for you like how truly tawny goes on for me. It'll just blend into your complexion. But this is a beautiful powder. When I put it on her, she was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I know, right? And not to be braggadocious. And I only say stuff like that if it's somebody I'm cool with. Like if it's somebody I don't know, I'm not going to be like, yeah, girl, what you think? I'm going to just be like, oh, I smeared it on here, which I'm kind of trying to wipe off. I'll clean that later because I don't like that to be messy. Plus, that was a gift. So I'm going to ask and see if somebody wants to try this, because I've only used it the one freaking time. And it's 24-month PAO, and I've only used it once. And the PAO is August this year. So one time I used so I'm going to leave that out so I remember. And the Mayron color set powder that goes in here. Janessa sent me this, that Cognac Queen. Got on there and I was trying to rub it off. All it did was smear. And this is Blush Pods. And this is fresh out the oven. That's the name of this one. Can I open it? And this is really nice. Admittedly, I forget sometimes it's here because it sits where these are. But I just forget that it's there sometimes. And what I really forget is there. I have used this. When we did one of our collab looks, I used all the stuff that she sent me for my face. And she also sent me, and that's made by Mitchell. She also sent me their blush, a liquid blush. This is the one I always forget is here, and it sits with this stuff too. And maybe it's just the design of it, where everything else is kind of squared off, or is round, or you know, this type of shape where this just kind of stands there on its own. And I'll use all of the Made by Mitchell, and then I'll be like, damn, I forgot to use this blush. But this is really pretty. If you guys want to see swatches of anything, just stop me and let me know. So that is everything in our blush situation. So that is all of this stuff, and I just love having it all. in one place. I'm gonna leave these out so I can remember to try these. This I'm gonna leave out to remind me to ask. I have a person in mind to ask. Trying to find stuff to put places before I drag my eyeshadow palette thing over here because that sucker is heavy. Hey, Dawn. Is anyone I missed? Okay. Question. What's your question? I'm going to move your box, Nina. Put that on the kitchen counter. So I can put the blush stuff on my stool over here so I can slide my heavy ass eyeshadow place thing over here. And again, if you want me to swatch something, just stop me and let me know. But you've seen me use all of this stuff. You've seen me use it all. And why I thought this was such a good member request was because I remember when, and the color wheel goes behind the Blend Bunny blush palette. Why I thought this was a good request was I remember a while ago Michelle has said, I don't even know what you have anymore to leave a request. And so when a member requested to see my setup and to see all my stuff, I said, you know what, that's an excellent idea. And so, is this hanging over the back of my table? Because I'm trying to pull it. It won't pull. And it does have two handles on the side. Not handles, but the holes like my ottoman storage does. Oh. Yeah, so it has like a hand thing here and a hand thing there. God damn. Oh, that hurt my back. Why did I do that? I twisted my back. Why did I do that? I know I ain't strong. Oh, my lower back over here is hurting. Fuck, I did it to myself. I really did. Because I know. Alright, so I'm going to take stuff out one side at a time. Show you. Why did I even do that? I think deep down, I don't want to admit that I'm handicapped. I think that's what it is. So I just be trying to do shit and be like, girl, keep hurting yourself. Okay, just keep at it. Keep at it. This Nina sent me a while ago. This is so amazing because I appreciate this. And this will always be here. This will always be here. And it sits in my palette, where my palettes are. She put the date and put her name, like all artists should be doing when they give their work away or sell their work. And what I really appreciate about this is, and when I mentioned it before, she said she was trained to draw what she sees. And that's what I appreciate. This is how I fucking look. And so somebody else might be like, why is she all like, because that's how I be looking. You know? My face is not symmetrical at all. And even looking down, this side does have that droop to it. And even when I smile, and I've said it before, this corner's right here, this corner way the hell over here. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Thank you, Nina, for the floating heart. And when I saw this, I was like, damn, and even my nostrils. This one kind of comes this way. This one is a little bit wider. And my lips, this side is thinner, this side is fuller, and this side comes down a little further than this side. While this top is thinner than this. This is just weird. And so when I saw this, I was like, damn, she drew my face. And that just made it so special to me because she sees me. She sees me, right? And what do we do here? We accept our natural features, right? And that's why this is so special to me, is because she drew my face. She didn't draw how it should be if it was a perfect world. We're perfect the way we are. Think about our motto. You know what I'm saying? And so this, I was just like, wow. And thank you, Nina. I'm going to just stop now before okay. My eyes are getting teary. All right. It's because the fan is blowing over there. But I was just, okay, let me get to these palettes. So, yeah, that will always be special to me. Because we are perfect the way we are. Thank you, Alexandra. Even if other people say, oh, no, we're perfect the way we are. We accept our features. And that's what we do. I know, right, Alexandra? And when I first opened it, like, I almost cried. I think I might have stopped a tear. Because I was just like, oh, my God. Like, this is really me. Like, this is me. You know what I mean? And that's why I like doing the makeup that I do on other people. They're like, I want to look like me, just a little polished. That's cool. I don't like that catfishing type shit. Because even if you're going out on a date, okay, well, if y'all date for like another few weeks and he see you out your makeup on, oh God, like who are you? And with online dating, some of these dudes will put what I want for the first date, and then you fill it in. They'll put for you to show up and not your representative. And that's what it is. When you're trying to look different than how you are, that's your representative. That's not you. It really does, Alexandria. It really does. It really does. It touches my heart when people see us. Like this is who we are. And so I love that the faces I do, they'll be like, "Oh my God, I look so pretty," and I still look like me. I'm like, "Cause you were pretty," and then they just be like, "Oh, thank you," that type of thing. Um, and that's what I love about it. And even with eyebrows, I don't go for all that. Da, 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 da. It's because that's not how, you know what I'm saying. And they all love it. They're like, "Wow, I look like me, and I'm still so pretty. I look so pretty." I'm like, "You are." I did change my profile picture, so let me work on. Yeah, I did change it because the picture that's on there now is on. What did I put that on? On some of my other socials. I think that's on my Instagram and on Blue Sky. And when I had to send an ad in to be placed in a magazine, they asked for the logo, whatever. So I used that. So I like consistency. So that's that. So the CC Beauty one that I had laying flat on my station the last 2 days because I was concerned it was all just going to be over here melted. Janessa sent me one. Actually, this is the one that she sent me. I liked it so much I purchased one for my kit. The one in my kit, because I was cramming so much stuff in, the lid cracked. And so I took the lid off of that one and put it on here, and the one for me I put over there. And so, yeah, label for me here. And what I didn't realize until I looked back on their website is these up here are UV reactive, and these down here are metallic. They give you a huge black and a huge white, because I will pan those shades for sure, like I did with the water activated ones. That stuff is gonna slide. So that is that. Veltofana. Definitely Nina's comment. I love this palette. I am conflicted, and if you know, you know. I have a 15% off code for them down below. If you know, you know why I'm conflicted. But I love this palette. There's a couple chunkies in here. A couple chunk monsters, and you can tell by how it looks. But they do still work, though. That same shift that we know and love is everywhere. That green and burgundy, blue. This is really bold, this color up here. I really enjoy this palette. I really do. I enjoy. They're one of the few brands I can wear that is my aesthetic. That goth grunge aesthetic, because my eyes do not tolerate pressed pigments, and so that limits me to quite a few things. I'm gonna leave that out because that's gonna also go with the grunge and goth stuff that we're gonna roll back around to. Eternal Beauties. Oh, see, I got it. Just show me the message. Yeah, they the chunky monkeys. You put them on, they just like, gee, why you gotta be falling all over the place like that? This is Eternal Beauties. I was so excited to get it because it's dark. Metallic black. You can see the sparkles in it. Matte black. They show up exactly the same on me. A metallic red, matte red. You can tell the difference. They look the exact same on me. So that was disappointing because I'm just like, how y'all look different in here? And I put them on and look like they look exactly the same. Exactly. Excuse me, the same. I always was saying how this looks like a green gray, and it is. You know how I know? Because I'm a label hoe. And on here, that shade is, oh gosh, they have it in cursive. Rowena. It's a green toned medium gray matte. So yeah, it really does have green. It wasn't me just seeing things that time. But I really do enjoy this palette. I just wish that these showed up different, because really you could have just took these two out and that could have just been the palette. So I have like 2 shades in here that do what these 2 shades do. So it's kind of like a waste for me. I'm sure on somebody they show up different, but they don't for me. Not at all. Swamp of Sadness. I really like this one. I like all my palettes. I'm down to still 36 palettes. This here, that same damn color, that same shift. Look at it. That same shift. This palette. Look at this formula. Let me get the glare off. Everything in here is smooth as butter. And these are not whites, by the way. Look how smooth this formula. This formula. Everything is so friggin' smooth. So friggin' smooth. This is actually a tan. Okay. Yeah, so this is a tan pinkish type. This is a dual chrome. I think it's a blue. And every time I use it, I'll say, I forget what it looks like, so we'll put it on. And I'm like, oh, it's that color. So I need to really just remember at least once, like what it looks like. So this is Swamp of Sadness. And I believe they sent me this one. But this is a beautiful palette. And the formula. Everything in here is so smooth. Like, give me that. Keep the chunky monkeys. Give me the smooth ones. The smooth ones. Okay, another two from that brand. Merry Mean One. Y'all, I love this palette. I got it right before, it arrived right before Christmas. And that Monday was when we were doing the live swatches. And I said, I'm going to do this because I used this for our Christmas Eve family dinner. The theme was the Grinch, and that's when I did the Grinch look. My interpretation of the Grinch look, because y'all know I take a picture and make it my own. So the smiles, how his go up, I made mine go down. And so some people were like, what's that supposed to be? I said, what does it look like? They said, well, it looks like the Grinch, but what? I made it my own. We's originals over here. We see something and make it our own and troll it out. But people did like the look. And oh my gosh. And it's funny. And I'm glad we had that moment because he's no longer here. And so when I'm sad that he's not here, I think of that moment and then it makes me smile. My first cousin, it was just hard, y'all. Both of her parents went and her father-in-law went. Thank you for the sunshine, Rainy. They all went within a 12-month period. Both her parents and her father-in-law. Y'all, it was rough. So the father-in-law at that Christmas dinner, so this side of my face was regular. This side I had the Grinch because I've always loved the split face look. So this side was regular, this side was the Grinch. So it was a person next to me over here. So he was stooping down. Thank you for the sparkles, Grace. He was stooping down talking to the person next to me. And then he looked up and said, oh my God. And I started laughing. And then I'm like, well, that ain't funny. I'm really scared this man. Because remember, he was elderly too. So I was like, okay, that's not funny. I really scared this man. But it was funny. And so when I feel sad about, oh my God, he's not here, I think about that. And then it makes me feel a little bit better. Used to work in a diner and we used to serve smoothies. And one of the drinks was Chunky Monkey. Ooh. Listen, I don't want to chew my juice. If I wanted to chew my juice, I would eat a piece of fruit. Why suck something through a straw and you got to chew it? That don't make sense. Just give me a spoon and put it in a bowl. Like, what is this? It was chocolate and bananas. I do not like pulpy juice. If it's on, give me pulp free. Like, I do not want to friggin' chew my juice. This high pulp stuff, girl, just go eat a damn orange. Like, what? I can't. No. Do you remember that look? I love that look. That was the first look I did with this palette. I love that look. And this palette, these are smooth too. None of these. This is a weird kind of dual chrome because it's green and then like a reddish and then something. Excuse me for the glare. But the formula here is really nice too. There's no chunky monkeys in here. And you would think that this one isn't chunky, but it does give fallout. Whatever these sparkles are, they do cause fallout. Then I'll just put Moonlight on top of it and it's fine. Yeah, that was my first look with this palette. And I was just like, wow. So I don't know, is this grungy or gothy? So I'm going to put grungy, gothy, and vampy in the same category. Because there is some crossover with grunge and goth. And my understanding of goth is that it's more theatrical. And people I know in day-to-day life that are goth, they wear like the high platform boots and they wear, the what do they call it? The ruffled sleeves, and they have on like the big jewelry, and like it's more theatrical, it's more flair, versus grunge is just like, okay, I'm just chilling over here with my rusty, dusty jeans on and my makeup looking kind of messy. That's my interpretation from the pictures that I've seen and from the people I know. And so I'll just say grunge, goth, because it can go either way, because there is a lot of overlap. And there's someone on Instagram, I think her name is, what is her name? I forget. Goth goddess or goddess something, and her goth makeup to me is not theatrical, but it's very pretty, and she does elegant little details and stuff like that. And then there's Viva You're Pretty. She does goth makeup, but hers is, to me, is more vampy because it's usually the darker colors, the reds, the blacks, the grays. And so even looking at, oh, and goth adjacent, her looks are really pretty. They're very neat, they're very distinct, and it's usually just the eye look. And usually her lipstick might be kind of on just like the neutral type side. And so even those three to be goth, all of their styles are so different, and so it is a lot of overlap. And so Nightmare palette from Notoriously Morbid. This is deceiving because it looks really big. It's really not, but you get a lot of shades in here. Two of these are hard pan. This one is hard pan. This one is, and they watched my video and they made it right, even though I wasn't asking for anything. I really was not. This one only works for me with a stiff brush, something like this one. Just rub it in there and lower lash line. It's just way too much to even try to get this or this one on my lid. And this I can get a little bit on this brush to put it under my brow. And so lower lash line and brow is the only thing I use this one and this one for. You do have a lot of colors in here. You have a lot of choices. You have a lot of options. The only mattes in here are these four right here. Everything else is a metallic or a shimmer. This gives a lot of fallout. Yes, it is interpretation for sure. This gives a lot of fallout. This is like that other shade in Mary Mean one that I said the particles in it, the sparkles in it. That gives fallout. This is a wannabe chunky monkey. You got to get the flake on the brush, or for me, the lipstick applicator or the sponge tip applicator. Put the flake on and then smear it out. But everything else in here, this one gives a little bit of fallout. This is a really bold shade, this one. But I do like this palette. I really do. It's a lot of options. Why am I stammering? A lot of options. Oh my gosh, what was that? Yo, I am tripping. I started talking about eyeshadow palettes and I just get goofier than I usually am. All right, moving on. Are you going to stand up straight? Thank you. I was going to get rid of this because I forget that I have it. This is part of the Closing the Circle palette. One of the shades, it just did not want to stay pressed. And I'm just like, I said, let me be real with myself. I ain't going to be using it. So I just took it out. And so all of these pans are removable. So these were loose shadows. I pressed them. And the red that was in here, that's why you see all the red in these, because it just went everywhere. And I seldom, excuse me, use this, but they are really pretty. I don't, I don't know. Nina, should I put this in your box? And when I have used it, I think maybe 2 or 3 times. It is really pretty. The shades are nice. They go on nice. They're smooth. They're not a problem. I just don't reach for it. And maybe because it just gets lost because it's so much smaller than everything else in that section. I don't know. But should I put that in your box, Nina? Yes, okay. I'll put this in the kitchen where I put your box. Thank you. Ooh, that brings me down to 35 palettes, y'all. Hey. So we have Life and Death, Notoriously Morbid still. And I only have like 8 different brands, so you're going to hear the same brands. This is an easy palette. Do I usually use all the shades in one look? Yeah. But then it's like either going to be, reddish or greenish or something. This one looks like it wants the hard pan, but it's not. This is just a nice formula. And I do like the colors that are in here. And every now and then I'll lay out all of my Notoriously Morbid and be like, okay, what's duplicated? They're not. they're just not. Because I keep looking like, what else can I get rid of? This is Bog Witch. Y'all know from the cover I was going to get this palette. Y'all know from the cover. Because it's grungy. Oh, this is finally cracking. This is the shade I always say looks like it wants to jump out the pan, but now it's a crack in it. So let me take my makeup trash bag, and I'm going to tap. I went like this. And it fell out. That's the pan. This is the pan right there. And I remember every time I would use this or show it, I would say, this one looks like it wants to jump out. So I'm going to just clean that out and I'm going to clean it out and it'll just be a hole in here. Yours is in Purgatory? Your which one is in Purgatory? Bog Witch? Not Bog Witch in Purgatory. Yo, so I'm gonna clean this out. I'm gonna leave this out to clean it out. So we're just let me see if any more will tap out. That whole piece just went right into the. That's why I be shaking stuff over my makeup trash. Because I'm like, I don't know what's gonna. Okay, no more is coming out. So this is my makeup trash bag. So I'm tapping the back of the palette. Your Bog Witch is in Purgatory? What? I love this palette. This is like a pumped up yucca palette or yucca palette, however you say it. Damn. Maybe I'll just leave that in there and see what I can. I mean, there is some along the side. Y'all, that whole thing dropped out. And I'm not surprised. Because every time I open it, I'm like, okay, it looks like it wants to jump out the pan. Yeah, it jumped out the pan today with my help. Because I didn't want to hold it like this and it falls. So I'm like, let me just do it over the makeup trash. I love this palette. And I do sometimes think to get rid of it because I would say what's the word? Monochromatic. Except for like this shade and like this one. And this one, but now that one, this one is a non-factory. This one and this one and this one. Well, not even that. But this one and this one makes it not a monochromatic palette. But the rest of the shades is like this is variations of greens and browns. And I have greens and browns. But when I look at it with my other palettes, I'm just like, it's still unique enough for me to not get rid of it. I think we're going to have more grunge and goth palettes than regular palettes. And I remember saying it's going to be Mac, Natasha, and Notoriously Morbid. Shadows of the Vampire is another one as keepsake, never getting rid of it. It's swampy on me. Yeah, I can see that because it is kind of the undertones of those shadows. I remember waiting 7 to 8 weeks for it, and it was in my film. Hello, thank you for being here. So this one, I did think the plastic thing just fell somewhere. Excuse me. And this one, I didn't even put the shade names on here because they're actually in the palette. I thought about getting rid of this one because it looks basic, but then every time I use it, I'm like, wow, this is pretty. These sparkles actually do show up. A little bit of fallout, not too much, but it's a pretty palette and it's easy. Everything in here is really smooth. It's just, and y'all know they get me with a smooth formula. Any brand gets me with a smooth formula. Just don't give them chunky monkeys. But what I was thinking of, looking at this one and Eternal Beauties, they both have blacks, they both have a purple, they both have a gray, and they both have 2 reds. So that's what I was looking at. But unlike Eternal Beauties, it doesn't have a green. And it doesn't have this shade, but then does it matter? Have I used it recently? I don't know. But all of my palettes, I know I have used them within the last 3 months. And that's my goal, is to use them all within like 2 months. Because having 35 palettes now, if I do a look a day, which I don't, that would be all of my palettes. Or if I pair palettes, I can easily use them all within 2 months. And so, depends on how recent is recent. So, and I would say in the last 2 months, I used this palette. And the looks are pretty. But when I just look at it, like now, I'm like, this is Eternal Beauties, except it has a green. But then when I look at it with Eternal Beauties, I'm like, I'm keeping it. And then the formula is so small. So we'll keep that. Is this, what category is this? This isn't grunge or goth. Maybe vampy because of the reds. But as of now, this is still a keeper. Every time I use it, I'm in love all over again. That's the thing. And so if I didn't use it again, and when I used it the last time, it was to see how I felt about it. Because I was like, okay, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm like, let me use it first. I'm like, oh, this is so pretty. So I shouldn't have looked at it. These 3 are my matte connecting color. I do recommend these. I recommend these. I mean, if you want to, I was going to say you want to go a less expensive route, get the Morphe ones. Janessa says they're amazing. Other people have said the new Morphe 12 pans are amazing, but you cannot tell me that they didn't use how the packaging looks on here for their inspiration for their 12 pans. You cannot convince me of that at all. When MAC has 30% off, I do recommend these. Ulta, if they have a 20% off that includes prestige items. I highly recommend these. The formula is decent. They're not messy. Everything is pretty. Also, though, if you don't go for that high shine shimmer, because these are more of a satin, and this is the one we used earlier today, that same one that I told y'all about. This just recently started working for me, like the last 2 times I used it. So I don't know if it was just a lot to break through to get to it, but this never worked for me until the last couple months. So this is a fun color story. This to me is like a toned down Circle Loco palette, because these do show up, but they are more of a satin formula. The metallics are more of a satin, but you see they do show up though. And if you go light with the black, I stand by these wholeheartedly. These MAC 12 pans. This one is unfiltered nudes. If you really just want, this would be comparable to the Natasha Denona Glam palette. And it's not a monochromatic palette because you have different choices in here. And this adds a lot to it, this mustard shade. And then you have this chocolate brown. You have this silver. This silver is nice. This shows up really nice. And everything in here is really pretty, very easy, not messy. Whatever you do, it's going to look right. Yeah, I just recommend these. Unless you go for that high shine shimmer. And I will say this, most people I know that use primarily indie brands, they'll look at this and be like, girl, that's trash. It's preference. It's preference. When I do have something that shows up high shine shimmer, oh wow, that's pretty, but is that what I go for? Is that going to be a determining factor to buy something? No, it's not. Future Flames, that's what this looks like. This would be your Pat McGrath Sunlit Seduction or whatever that palette was. And again, it's not monochromatic. It depends on where you place your shadows. If you do the same placement with the same shades all the time, then yeah, most of your looks are going to look alike. But you can hop around in here. This is not just an all red palette, if you can see what I'm saying. And again, with these are all smooth. They're not messy. Whatever you do is going to look right. And I like easy makeup. I like my makeup to work for me. I don't like to work for my makeup. I already paid for you. You my hoe. You do what I say do. These are my last 4 standing Lethal Cosmetics 12-pan palettes. At one point I had like how many? So we were down to 4. Y'all know I ain't getting rid of this one. 669 dupe, and it is actually a dupe for real. And I am still holding on to hope it's going to come back to Beauty Bay, and I will buy it. I will buy it. I will buy it. Y'all know I'm gonna buy it. But this really is a dupe for it, and this shade right here always catches me off guard because I see purple and then it's blue. And I do have this shade, Rise from the Ashes, in a couple palettes. This is Transmutation. I have this in another palette. I think this is Nocturnal. And I have that in another palette because I wanted that color story. Yeah, that's Nocturnal. Hi, my name is Dion. I'm a label whore. Lethal works for me. I really feel like, yeah, 4 Nina. 3 of them went in the McCartney store. And I think I gave the other, I don't know what I did with the other ones. I don't know. But yeah, the formula though is so friggin' nice. But I do really feel like I'm done buying from Lethal. I kind of feel like I'm over it because when I see something from them I like, I'm like, I already have something similar. And because these are BYOPs, I built them this way. So, and I realized that I've always preferred building a palette than buying them because the ones that I bought, the pre-made ones, those were the first ones to go. Those were the first ones to go. So I do really like building them. But then when I look at, as I said, when I look at what they have, I have all the shades I want already. But this is just beautiful. This is bold, this shade. So this is my 669 dupe palette, and it is a dupe. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I did one eye with this, the first row, the other eye first row of the 669. They looked almost identical. I did the same thing with the second row, Lethal 669, looks the same. The bottom row looked the same. So this is actually a dupe. This is actually a dupe. And so I was glad to do that. And I kept this out of 669. Abracadabra, bitch. I did keep this out of there. And I rushed to do those looks because my 669 was dying. Some of the formulas had changed. A couple of them, they were irritating my eyes. And so I'm like, you know what? Let me get this Lethal one and actually do the comparison looks. And so I was just so excited that this is an actual dupe for 669. Those shades that are in there. I don't have the new to compare. What is her name? It's Miss underscore J something something. And that's the one who I said I didn't know how to pronounce her name. It's spelled Frau. And Janessa said it's like frown without the N. So it's Frau. And somebody else, when I saw a comment, they put Jen or something, which would be the Miss J would be that. But then on her website, it has Frau and then something else for her name. But she had purchased some of the new lethal stuff to compare to the older lethal ones, and she said it is a smoother formula. She said the formula is better, but I'm not going to buy it just to compare because I'm content with what I have. This is the anxiety palette. If you know, you know, and if you don't, I'll tell you. This shade, what shade is Dark Matter? Look at this. The first time I used it, the very first time I used it, I used the Hourglass number 3 brush. Is when I want to do mostly the lid, like today. So we use this brush for here all the way to here if I'm doing a wide space. If I want to do a small space, I'll use this one. I took that hourglass number 3 palette, I put it in there and went that. This is so friggin' dark and deep, and I was just like, and so I'm trying to blend it out, so it went higher and higher. It was like I was intimidated, and because it just got away from me. And the way to tone it down is like to blend it or top it with something. And the whole look was just like, girl, what the fuck is this? Even for me, I was like, girl, what the fuck? And so I didn't use this for a long time because every time I would look at it, my heart would start pumping, racing faster. I was having anxiety over this shade. And so when I shared that with the members and they helped me name my BYOPs, they was like, name this palette Anxiety. And so I did use it again after my members named it. And I'm cool with it now because now I know. So now I don't have anxiety about it anymore, but that's why this is called that. So this is Transmutation, the one we just saw. And this is Nocturnal, the same that was in the other palette. And this is UV Reactive. We're only keeping it for that reason. And it does add to the palette. And this one is UV Reactive. This is the exact pink of my second cousin, the cheerleader. Her team colors are hot pink, white, and black. This is the exact pink. And so it does add to the darkness that we have. This is a bold shade. Why I keep dropping papers? Ugh. And so I don't know what this, yeah, I think that's just a fun palette. I believe Lisa was running the sale now, and I don't know, Janessa, nothing is calling me yet. Drop that paper. I almost ordered the Snake palette and the SpongeBob palette, but I decided not to. I might at some point, but they haven't pulled me in yet. Yeah, I see their stuff, and I'm just not fazed by it at all. This I thought was going to be my Martine Cosmetics Mission XXX palette, but it turned out to be inspired by, because when I did look to compare, like it's just not. It's not. And so I was kind of disappointed, but it still serves a purpose. This again. We have this in one of my other palettes. This. It's inspired by for sure, but it's not a dupe. And what I didn't realize until after the fact is Mission XXX had like 4 or 5 different greens in it. And I'm like, you don't need all these greens. Yeah, you do. You do. Because having this green and this green, like, that's not enough. And so I realized after the fact that all of those greens did make a difference in the looks that you could do with that palette. And dare I say, if they came out with it again, I do think I would buy it again. I know for sure 669. But Mission XXX inspired, but this, I just like the formula of Lethal more so the singles than their pre-mades, and I'm sure it's the same formula, so I don't quite know what it is, but their pre-mades, I just like those were the first to go. This one is Autumn Vibes, so I put it in an autumn palette, and this is what that looks like. And she cute, easy to work with. This is a pretty shift, this one. It's not a super strong one, sorry for that, Claire, but it's just a really pretty shade. Lethal just works. They're smooth, they're not messy, they go on fine, and easy to work with. It's just pretty. It's just pretty. It's just a pretty palette. So, okay, those are staying there. Okay. Pat McGrath Gilded Palette. I don't know how this is mega. Let me read the whole title. Pat McGrath Labs Gilded Nirvana Mega Eyeshadow Palette. What is mega about this palette? keep forgetting. How am I forgetting I got papers in all of them? Because that just fell out. What is mega about this palette? Ain't nothing mega about this palette. It's smaller than the Nightmare palette. This, I don't use this a lot. But when I do, I drink the sakis. Like, look how, you see that dip in there? And this one, this is their metallic shimmer formula I like, where it's creamy. And this is the formula that was in whatever year it was in their quints. And people complained, oh, it's not the high shine shimmer, they don't sparkle. I said, but you know what? It's creamy, it's smooth, and it's not messy. This is the formula that I loved. And at least 4 of these shades are in some of the quints. Definitely these 2. And I think maybe this one and maybe that one. I'm not sure. But these 2 for sure are in one of the quints. And I had that quint and then I got rid of it. But I was like, this, because y'all know I don't like the chunky monkeys. I don't like the mess. I don't like the mess. And these are smooth. They are smooth and they are creamy. You can tell because all the dips in them. I just love this little palette. I love it. I love it. I love it. Don't fall over. Be nice. Play nice. Makeup by Mario. My official, unofficial shading palette. Yeah. Got a hole in it. Yeah, got a hole in it. This was the first. It really wasn't, though. When I say this is the first troll play look I did, when I did the shading, one side like a puppy or whatever, and one side was just regular. But then when I look back, I had done those types of looks before for collabs that I had forgot about. But when I go through my folder, I'm like, oh, I did a look before that. I did this and this and that. But this was like my first official troll play look, was with this palette for shading. And I remember thinking, I don't think Mario intended this palette to be used that way. But this is so much fun. What's weird to me, y'all see this shade, right? Y'all see this shade, right? Why do they look the same on me? This one and this one show up on my lid exactly the same. They don't look the same. They show up the same on me. I think that's weird as hell. This is like a bright blue or something like that. And I'm always like, what color is it? Put it on like, oh, this is not white. That's like a blue or something like that. Very pretty. I love this formula so much so that I had a brain fart one day to get the original one because it was re-released. I'm like, girl, you know you don't want them tan shades. You're tan. They ain't gonna let it show up on you. Yeah, but I really thought about it because I really like the formula of these. And even the metallics, they're very smooth and creamy. Y'all know I like smooth and creamy. I don't like chunky monkeys. This black is black. This is black. This is a pretty shade. So with shading, using these 2, using this brown. And people were saying, oh, you know, that blue. Mind your business. This blue is amazing in this palette. It does a lot for this palette. And what I feel like is sad is, I know people, it's about preference, right? We know that. But there were a lot of people complaining about this palette when it was launched. Oh, I would never use that black or that dark brown. I would just use those for eyeliner. What? Can you crawl out of your box for a day and just see how this would look on your outer corner? Just a little bit, like we did a little bit of black today. But people were complaining about the black, the blue, and the brown. And some people were in the comments like, oh, I'm not going to buy it because I never wear brown, blue, or black. What? Use it for eyeliner then, boo-boo. The formula is amazing. Yeah, people, I don't get, well, I do get it. It's just preference. But it's just like, can you just come out of your box? And it is just preference. It is just, it all comes down to preference. Just like people tell me don't wear black lipstick. Go watch another channel. They brought back the Avatar. I did say I got an email for that. I have the water palette. If anything, I want to pick up the earth palette. These don't need to run a sale. They need to run a free shipping for a weekend. Dark Side of the Rainbow. Notoriously morbid again. This is just a nice dark palette. It's just here's that same shade. That same shade. That shade is everywhere. This is just, it's really easy, it's really pretty. My only thing with this one is I usually use more shades than this for a look. And so I'm like, I only got 4 metallics to choose from. I only got 4 mattes to choose from. Like, what? But it works. They're smooth. They're not messy. The mattes in here, they all show up. They look really nice. This does not make me look dusty. I love this palette. And I thought to give it away. And then I sat here, looked it all off, and I'm just like, nah, I'm keeping it. Why are you tripping? You know you keeping it. So I don't know. We'll put this as a maybe Goth palette, which is going to be a lot of notoriously morbid palettes. Baby. Neon Garden, the only palette I have like it. I did order 3 of their palettes. 3 of their 12 pan palettes. They are pre-order. The Spellcast Beauty sister side of Notoriously Morbid. What they created the sister brand for, if you know, you know. Alright, I'm gonna leave that there. If you know, you know. The 3 pans I ordered, the 3 palettes I ordered are from the Spellcast Beauty side, and each of them are pre-order. I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm trying, y'all. I'm gonna leave that right there. If you know, you know. This is friggin' pretty. These metallics in here. These metallics in here. This one makes me look a little dusty. These metallics. One of the palettes, one is cool toned, one is very warm toned, and one is sort of like this. And I forget what it was called. Right, Nina? Make it make sense. They're pre-order, but it's on that side. So I don't know when they'll get here. But one of them, it has a similar color story to this one. And so this one may go bye-byes when I get the new one, whenever. And I will do comparison looks, because looking at them online, I think the only thing it might be missing is this one. But all of these, I think, look to be similar to that one. And I am more partial to something on my face. That's a freckle. You don't know your face by now, girl. Now you all got me looking at these websites. Lock, you don't need none of their avatar stuff, because if it was something that you really wanted, you would have got it before instead of them re-releasing it. Unless you were holding out on it. I'm just saying. Because it's the same stuff. They just re-released it. And so this one may go away. I'm not sure. We'll see whenever it gets here. But this is hella pretty. And I thought not to keep it, but I'm like, girl, look at the metallics. And it's that creamy formula. And look at this green. You see that yellow that's in there? I love this palette. Neon Garden. I don't have anything like it. So we'll compare it to the other one when it comes. Yeah, it does. Even the outside of it. Like, where's the hidden Easter eggs at? Like, it really does. But it's just pretty. Grunge Life. Some Cosmetics. I was sad when they closed down, because they were also another brand that is my vibe that I could wear. All the tariff shit, they closed down. And I do understand it. This is my backup. This is my backup. So what had happened was when it came out, I saw it and I'm like, oh, and it's called Grunge Life. I had to get it. And so I bought it. I think it was like $40 maybe, and then shipping or whatever. And like 2 or 3 weeks later, they were selling it for like $10 off. So I said, hell, I bought another one. And so this has been sitting on my bookcase all this time. And so I finally was like, you know what? I loved it so well. Let me pass it on and just open up the new one. But I've had it for years. So this is the new one. This black is a black. There used to be a time when black shadows were grayish. This is black is a black. And this is that creamy formula too. So much so that it's hard to pick them up sometimes on a brush, because you put the brush in it, it just kind of slides it over to the side. You swipe it back, it slides it back over. Like, it's hard to get on a brush, but once you do, and you put that on, and you got to go back and forth a lot, because whatever you pick up, it's just going to go right there. It's not going to blend, it's not going to smear. So you take another little bit, put that right here, go in. So you do got to keep working to go back and forth to get it all where you want, unless you're doing just, a small area. But this over here, this is looking purple. When I look up here where you are, this is what I see in person, that purple, and then it's green. And I keep forgetting it's a dual chrome. So that's why sometimes I'll be like, I'm like, it's looking different in different places. But this formula, though, Even the mattes. These mattes are smooth. Mm, mm, mm. That's the only seller I didn't have, says Janet. They were already sold out before I can grab one. Oh man, I wish I would have known. Well, if you guys still wanted it, because the one I have been using, I did already promise that to somebody else. Because I'm like, I need to just go ahead and get with this new one, because this new one has been sitting here. You had the Avatar collection during the first release and forgot about it until I found it months ago still in the box and you gave it away. Lock is funny. Y'all, low key, y'all, Lock is funny as hell. So that means don't buy it again, because you had it, you found it, you gave it away. Black is funny. But this is just a pretty palette, and I had to get it. And this is the one, I know I say this often, this is the one I wanted to show to that chick that I had asked her to do a grunge look, and she was opening, oh, this don't have dark shades, this don't have dark shades. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, well, what is your definition of a grungy look? She said, I did a grungy look before, and I'm looking at her like, I'm not convinced. I said, what did it look like? She's like, oh, I put gray on the lid, and I smoked it out with black on it. I said, so a smoky look. So to her, grunge is a smoky look. And I wanted to show her this one, but I had put all my palettes in the kitchen so she could have room to put the stuff she was using, because this is what I wanted to show her. I'm like, girl, it says it's grunge life. This is a grungy palette. But, you know, everything isn't meant to be a conversation or conversation/argument, because people want to feel how they feel. But I was like, grungy and smoky are two different things. But to her, grungy meant smoky. But I had to get it because it said grunge. This one, y'all. Natasha the known the Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone Palette. Yes, ma'am. I am not touching Lethal's website for a while. I really do not need it. No. And I keep wanting to get rid of this. I grab it once in a blue moon if I want something particular. Like, sometimes somebody will recommend, can you do like this type of look, a natural look, a glam look? That's what I grabbed this for. I don't use this for anything else. This disappointed me. This is not dark on me. This is not dark on me. This black is black, but this is not brown and that's not brown. And this this is that purple, but it's just, I'm like, I don't want to keep a palette for one, maybe two, and this doesn't show up dark on me either. So it's like two shades, and I'm like, I don't want to just keep it for this. And I was telling myself, accept it for what it is. I still don't want it. But when people request certain looks, it comes in handy. So it serves a purpose. It serves a purpose. But just for my personal use, I don't want this palette. But if somebody wants a certain look, this is what I grab for. This is it, because it's going to give me that they're not their natural neutral look. So this is going to go in my kit. She does have a 24-month PAO, and I do have sanitation spray here. I got some in my kit and got some on my bookcase, so that's not an issue to spray it and put it in my kit. This shade looks like it wants to be hard pan, and I know I say this a lot. That looks like hard pan, but then I'll use it and it's not. So that's just kind of weird to me. Not weird that it's not, but weird that it looks like it is. But I don't want this palette. And so much so that I really thought this was going to be my new Biba. It is not. I actually miss Biba even more now that I have this one. And so maybe the end of the year when they have their sales, which are always really good, I think I might get Biba again. But then I just need to be sure within myself that I'm going to use it on a regular basis. And I did use it, but not as often as other stuff. But now that I'm down to 35 palettes, it's going to get used, and I do make sure to keep my stuff in rotation. I keep a usage spreadsheet, all of that stuff. Companion palette, I can see it for a pro kit. Yeah, definitely for the pro kit, because it's either I do a natural look or face paint. It's either one or the other. It's either one or the other. And so when I do, if they just want, okay, they're going to a formal dinner, they're going to give a speech, you know, whatever, they're like, just give me a natural look. And it's usually people who don't wear makeup anyway, so they don't want this type of stuff, even though to me this is just basic, but they don't want this. So this would come in handy for that. This really would. But for me, myself, and I do have a member request coming up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use this, and then it's gonna go in my kit, because this for me just is not it. And so I had to just stop trying to force myself to like it. It's a beautiful palette. It's just not what I want for me. even compared to what I'm wearing on my lid now. Look at this. This ain't. So for requests I have coming up, I'm gonna use this, and then she's going in my kit. And I am glad that it is a 24-month period because that works out very well because I will have it for a long time, or at least those 24 months. And so, all right, we are on our last stack. I missed all the Natasha Denona originals. Oh man, I love that old school formula. And I still have Lethal. I'm on my second Circle Loco Biba, but I am pretty sure at the end of this year I'm gonna repurchase Biba because I do miss it surprisingly. And that's the tell for me is when I get rid of something and then I actually miss it. Because I didn't miss Lila either for a long time, and then I started missing it for whatever reason, and so I repurchased Lila. I just love that palette. I love that palette. Composed Cools from Love of My Life, who doesn't even know I exist. It's okay. It is okay. This is the only one I kept. Y'all know I went buck ass crazy when his line came out. I have no regrets. For me and other people, I spent like $400 in 3 days on stuff from his line. It launched on the 8th of whatever month. I do remember that. I was online ordering stuff. The next day I went to the store because I wanted to see stuff in person, bought a bunch of stuff, went back online, bought some other stuff, had it sent to this person, bought stuff, had it sent to that person. I spent like $400 on his stuff. These two, these two lip liners, that's all I got left. And Janessa sent me this one. And I did want the orange one. This is On the Runway lipstick. That's all I got. Everything else I purchased, I have no regrets though. And that's the thing. Whatever you do, and if you regret it, just learn from it. But I really do not regret it. And y'all like, damn girl, that's a lot of freaking $400. And I ain't balling. I ain't balling on no kind of budget. It's $400 in like 3 days. And this is the only palette left. I don't even have his blushes, his bronzers. And I wanted to feel crazy. Like, you got all this stuff and you just, I'm like, I have no regrets. I have no regrets. Because where it went was good homes and people were like, oh yeah, thank you. Da, da, da. So it's all good. Them lippies do not, I'm getting gloom. I'm hoping it's not a cool tone version of the Yucca palette. That's what I'm hoping. But I am definitely going to get that one. I'm going to try and hold out for a sale to the end of the year. We'll see. Because I am on a no-buy too, y'all. We do have exemptions, but the exemptions are for something special, not just because. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm still waiting too. And I was trying to remember, like when she came out with the mini retro or whatever, I was trying to remember the timeline or the length of time in between one from the other. And I do remember it was like a while. So she does take a long time to do stuff. But why is this brush caught my eye? Because it was like this. I know I'm so easily distracted. I saw it and it was leaning like this. I'm like, you're supposed to not be leaning like that. What is wrong with this brush? Oh, excuse me. I was looking at it like, are my eyes cocked? Like, why is brush like lead? Anyway, okay. Those lippies do not appeal to me because I do not like squeeze tube lippies. None. I don't like squeeze tube glosses. I don't like nothing. I don't like squeeze tube lip tints because I always squeeze out too much and then it's all goopy and then no. I don't like those. I don't like those. They do look really pretty. Now if he came out with a liquid lipstick, a black one, y'all know I would get that for sure. He came out with more lippies than the ones that you pump it up and y'all, his marketing is on point on Instagram because now he shows you where this lip liner goes with this lipstick goes with this new liquid thingy lipstick. So he's now like bundling stuff like this go with. That's how you market. I don't know if it's him or his team, but they got marketing down to a T. They got marketing down to a T. He's showing you bundles, and you know somebody gonna buy all the pieces to have the bundle. They do some smart marketing, but this is the only one standing. This is like a cream to powder, and it's 4 different formulas in each of his palettes, and so I can't even tell you what is what except by looking at it. And this is a green, which I like. I don't use this often. And when I do, it's to pull either a silver or a black or, something. You're enjoying his glosses, his gloss you purchased in April. That is good. That is good. It's great when we buy something and we actually like really like it and not like me trying to force myself to like that texture and tone palette. But I don't use this often. And I keep it because see, they got the bundle. See? Because we'll look at stuff individually and be like, okay, and then you see a bundle, you be like, ooh. And then you it's the same stuff even when it's not bundled, but we see the bundle and we that's marketing. They have you thinking like, ooh, I need that. It's already been there. You could have just purchased this, but no, you see the bundle like, oh, let me get all this stuff that was already available. Sometimes I do think to get rid of this because I don't. When I think to get rid of it, I'm like, no, I'm not. Because some people say, well, you have the Xenon palette. The blacks in Xenon are blue toned. This is a black. This is a smoke gray. This is a lighter gray. So it does serve a purpose. As far as the silvers, yeah, we can get that from Natasha's, but this is a smoother formula than the silvers in Natasha's. I do not like her sparkling foil formula. I do not. I want color. I don't want just shine. For that, I can just put glitter on my lid. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think to get rid of it because it has this black and these shades. And so... But this is the only one left out of all that stuff I got. All that stuff I got. Where am I at? So these are Natasha's. Ow. And these are not all the Natashas I have. I'm not going to split them up this time like I did before because number one, if somebody's looking for looks with the glam palette, they want to see the glam palette, not glam mixed with this, mixed with that, mixed with this. And it's also easier to tag in videos. And again, as I was saying, if someone wants to search for it, that's what they see. And I do really like these formulas. So no, this is not this, but I love her formulas. And one thing I appreciate about Natasha is each palette is its own vibe. If all of your palettes were Natasha Denona, we're not going to count the minis because there's overlap with the middies. But if you had all of her middies, you have every color. Even if that was the only brand that you had. Like each palette is its own thing. Whereas some palettes, it's like, okay, the motherships. Okay, this one has pinks in it. This one got pinks in it. That one got pinks in it. This one got pinks in it. They're not original. They're not unique. And even though overall this color story is not unique, but it serves a purpose. And if you compare them to her other palettes, each one is its own vibe, is what I'm saying. Each one, it has its own vibe. So if I want to just do, and with her palettes too, I know I just cut off my sentence. Her palettes are the ones I'm more likely to take with me when I go away to Academy and other places because whatever I do with this is going to look nice and it ain't going to be messy. So when I'm half asleep doing my videos like, yeah, I'm like, Academy, this is what I take. I take one of her palettes or two or three because it's quick, it's easy, it's not messy, and it's going to look pretty. And so they do serve a purpose. And y'all know too, I do like to have variety on here. I don't want to do everything this way. I want to have a little something for everybody. And I do really appreciate people who watch me that don't want this. They're just like, your personality is so cool. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Subscribe. Like I just did. I'm like, okay, thanks. And so I do like to have variety. But, somebody asked me before, like, why did you get that again? It serves a purpose. And the formula, I keep going back to the formula. And it is a pretty palette. One thing people complain about is, okay, you don't need this shade and that shade. You don't need this shade and this shade. We know by now that it does appear in most of our palettes, this shade is going to look like this one. That one's going to look like that one. But the undertone is different. And so even though I'm like, okay, I don't really need that shade, somebody will. And what I appreciate is that her palette, anybody can wear it. Even if, okay, this is cool tone, you have something similar and then it's warm tone. Okay, somebody's going to want the cool tone or the warm tone. You know what I'm saying? And so it serves a purpose is what I'm saying. And so I don't mind buying her stuff, especially on sale. And it has a 24-month PAO. And so it serves a purpose. It serves a purpose for me. This is the Retro Glam palette. The gloss applicator has that black ceramic that is cooling the lips. So this is Retro Glam. I didn't think I really cared for this palette until I really looked at how I put a lot of these shades in her other palettes. I had like 9 shades, 8 or 9 of Retro Glam shades in other palettes. That told me, like, damn, girl, you liked at least half the palette because you kept like 8 or 9 of the shades from the 15 pan. Actually, more because 15 pan and I kept 8 or 9. That's more than half the palette. And so I'm not going to switch this up again, but we see it again how you have this shade. It's a darker version of that shade. We have this one. It's a darker version of that one. But somebody's going to want that. This is a lighter version of that one. Somebody's going to want it. And they do serve a purpose and they do show up different on me. And that's one of my pet peeves is when colors look different, but they show up the same. I'm just like, why are you here? I love her creamy matte, cream to powder formula. These are smooth. These are creamy. You see the dips in there. This formula, the formula. And this is an easy palette for me too. You're not going to get a high shine shimmer, but if you just want an easy, quick look that's going to look nice, and it's not going to take you a lot of time or be messy, this will do it for you. And it does have just enough color without being boom pow. If you want the greens, this is a really nice shade. That does a lot for this palette. And so, yeah. Y'all know I had to get this one. Just look at it. Oh, yeah, y'all, Marc Jacobs makeup is coming back and will be more affordable. All new products. No, I'm not excited. I don't rock with Marc like that. I don't really rock with nobody like that. Notoriously more of it, not even lethal anymore, because I really feel like I'm over it because I have what I like and I decluttered a bunch, so I really have what I really love from them. But a lot of my stuff is either MAC, Natasha, or lethal, or Notoriously Morbid. So that might really just be it for me because I can't use so many things, which is a blessing and a curse. Janice and not me, Tanya. So this is my Yucca palette. This is my newer one. Yeah, I had got an extra one. I remember when Colin, his channel was Queer Bones, when he got this palette, because he has an olive undertone, and he was saying how this really works for him, like really well with this palette, and it works really well for me too. This one shows up, but kind of doesn't show up because of what I put next to it. The sparkling shades in here, I did an experiment. One eye, I did certain colors, the other eye, similar looking colors in here. And what's weird, this one and this one show up the same on me. Because I put this on the first half of one lid, this first half of the second. It looked like the same damn shade. Huh? Because they don't look the same. Just like with that Mario palette. They look different. I put them on, they look the same. This one is definitely different. This one is different. This is a metallic, but this is more sparkly and shiny than this one. This surprised me. This is more sparkly and shiny than this one. And this is supposed to be a sparkling something or other. But I really like this palette. I'm like, I had to get it because look, it's swampy. I had to. Marc Jacobs new packaging. Xenon. What am I going to say? Y'all can see I'll be using this for my under my brow bone and this one because you see the stab marks in it from the brush I use for that to put the shadow up here. I like the palette. I don't love the palette because I don't like the sparkling foiled shades because it just shows up as a shine and not no color. I do love all the looks I did with this palette. What I do love about this palette is it encourages me and motivates me to do something different. And I know I've said it before, so thank you for bearing with me. I've heard people say, I want to get 2 looks out of this palette. When I first got this, I was determined. I did 5 looks. They were all completely different. Some of the looks was busted. They were. Because I was doing some of the looks or trying to do some of the looks that Natasha had showed. So they were graphic. You had the details, this and this and that. 5 looks, they were all completely different. And so I say, if you want something different, you got to do something different. If you always do what you always did, you will always get what you always got. If you want something different, you got to do something different. So people are like, I only get 2 looks out of that palette. What? So for that reason, I do like it because it motivates me to do something different. Because you're like, how many silvers can you have? How many blue blacks can you have? This one is described as a black something, but it's blue. And these 2 do say blue in the description. And so that's where the Mario comes in handy because the black is the black. And what palette was that? Hung Vangel's palette. The black is the black. The blacks are black. Where this one, the blacks are blue. So they're not even blacks. But yeah, it does look different in different lighting. And so I am glad I turned that light off up there. But it's an interesting palette in the sense of what else can I do with this that's going to be different? You know what I'm saying? And so it's not a love, but there's just this very likable excitement of what can I do different, and it does motivate me and encourage me to try new things. And so that's why it is still here. The ones that's not the sparkling foil shades, I love those formulas. That sparkling foil shade, I don't like that one, but that's okay. Can't have everything. Can't have everything. My dream palette, my second time having this. The first time I had it, I kept it for a little while and I got rid of it. I purchased it for the wrong reasons. When this first came out is when the Huda Beauty Empowered palette came out. And so I purchased both of them. And so I did one eye with Dream, one eye with the Huda Beauty. The looks were very much the same. I did another look with this on one eye, that on the other looks the same. And so looking at the looks, I chose the Huda Beauty because it was a little bit darker, but it depended on the shades that you used, because one whole side of the palette was just really light pale shades for my complexion. And so I returned that one. And so I'm like, okay, I kept this one because I liked it better than that one. And I'm like, I don't want to keep this because I like it better than that one. I just want to keep it because I like it. And so then I took it back. But then she had her sale and, you know, the percentage is off. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get it again. This is a black up here in the corner. Her blacks be black. And that's called Black is Black. Is it the blackest black ever? I don't know. But y'all can see this formula. These are so smooth. This is a really good formula in here. And I do like the formulas in this palette. And I do like the palette. And so instead of like before getting it to compare it to something else, just get it because I want to try it. I want to use it. I want to see what I can do. And I do not regret repurchasing it, especially at the sale price. And so, and I do like it. And it has less light shades in it than some of the other palettes. But so this is this one. I was supposed to use this the other day, and I didn't because I didn't do a look because it was too damn hot to be putting makeup on. But yeah, this is on my list to do. This is a dual chrome because I see green. This one right here. And then you see that reddish tone. So here's that green. Excuse me for that glare that you see. This green, and then it's that. And I always forget, and I'm sitting here like, what am I looking at? But this is a solid palette, though. It is a solid palette. It is. And this is bold. That's really bold. So, you know, no regrets. No regrets at all. My two MAC VYOPs, oh my gosh. Two of my official trolls, they named this the longest name in history for a palette. I wanted to have a fun palette. Just fun colors. And it was just 12. And I said, you know what? Let me just swap out and get rid of, you know, some of the 12 pans I have and just put it in a 15 pan. So these four are like outliers. But it was like these here that I wanted to have in this palette. And I have, this is what the Wi-Fi, I think. It's in the hi-fi color palette. But because I sent them a picture of the color story and was like, what's missing? They were like, that green, put that green in there. So I said, okay. And so they named this, long ass title. They named this Trolls Just Want to Have Fun. This is a dual chrome. This one here. So there's that purple and then there's that greeny blue. This is super bold. This is, these two actually is that chrome something formula, chrome shift formula or something that they have. And this one, I forget what this one is, but that's when I realized, y'all, these two, they're not a metal pan. It's a plastic black pan. And if you look, you see how you see this silver, you see the pan. These have a black plastic pan. And I was surprised because I went to depot it and, you know, I warmed up the pan, right? Because I didn't pay attention. It looked black. I didn't pay attention to it. And there's the hole at the bottom of the pan. So I stuck a pin through it. It went straight through the shadow. And I'm like, wait a minute. That pin shouldn't go through that metal pan. It wasn't. It was plastic. And so you see how you see this? These are not like that. And supposedly they're changing their pans. And so they still cost the same, but you're getting a cheaper material from it. But yeah, so this is Trolls Just Want to Have Fun. And that's just, no, yeah, these 8 right here. And this is very shiny. And so these are just to ground it for transition or lower lash line or something like that. So this is Trolls Just Want to Have Fun. Because y'all remember when I had a lot of the MAC 12 pans, the same with the Lethal. I condensed them and decluttered. But I wanted to have one that was just a fun palette, a fun color story. That indie is pretty. Tanya says, I prefer Marc Jacobs old packaging. It was simple and elegant, quiet luxury. I'm in no rush to try the new release. I plan to wait until I see reviews and hype. Tanya, you need to go on a no-buy. Join me on my no-buy, Tanya. Oh, you know, I thought Tanya was saying that. Oh, you were talking to Tanya. Okay. Okay. What I like, one of the many things I like about you, Locke, is that you're strategic in what you purchase. You just don't buy stuff just to buy it. Like, you have a reason that you want to get it, and not just because. I like how you process your thoughts on whether or not to get something. You didn't say that. Yeah, you did. I just saw. I'm sorry, because this is at Tanya, so I was thinking, Tanya, you know me by now. Yeah, I saw the ad side. Yeah, it was thinking you said that. No, you didn't. But still, Tanya, join me on my no-buy. Yeah, that quiet luxury. They have videos on YouTube about how you can tell somebody is new money, or, you know, and they don't say ghetto fabulous, but how you can tell that they're low class. Because when you look at old money, the majority, and I know this from when I was on Long Island, you would never know that they had money. But certain people, new money, oh, I got this, I got that, the gold chains, the big house, the fancy cars, and that's why they be broke in a couple years. And so that's the difference between old money and new money. New money is gaudy. Old money just be chilling. You would never even know that they wealthy. They just live their life. But yeah, we all know you be buying. We all know you be buying. Join me on my no-buy, Tanya. Is your heart racing hearing me say that? Locke says to all the palettes that their kids will get. Okay, wait. To all the parents that their kids will get a hold of the new Marc Jacobs packaging because how exciting it looks. I'm not easily impressed. And we know stuff is upcharged anyway, and we know sometimes you're paying for the name. But is it worth it to you, though? Like, is it worth it to you to have the name? And even like handbags, belts, you know, luxury sunglasses. You don't see wealthy old money people wearing that stuff. They walk around with some raggedy ass jeans and slipper socks. It is such a difference. And so when I think about like even modern day hip hop, they all flashy, new money. Old money, like, y'all ghetto as hell. Old money be chilling. You would never know. And they could spot new money. They could spot people that's posing, so to speak. Because they'll look at you and what you're wearing and taking with you, and they're just like, they not one of us. Because they don't do stuff like that. This one I call trolls. Look at this. Why? When did you, what? Why and when? You attract what you put out? Yeah. But old money, they know when you're not one of them because the whole vibe is different. And that's one reason I was a Coach girl and not a, what's that dude name? Make them gaudy ass bags and shoes. What is that dude? Y'all see this shadow crack? It's not Marc Jacobs. What is his name? And he has a store at the mall. And somebody I know liked his brand. I said, he's too gaudy for me. Coach to me is like a little bit of flair. But that when you got them bright fake gold buckles and I'm like, that ain't even cute to me. Why did you crack? So this is time to chill. Michael Kors, yes, Tanya. Michael Kors. I never liked his shit. It is so gaudy. I'm like, what the hell ghetto fab is this? You will never see old money carrying that because it look gaudy and look like cheap shit, even though it's not cheap. I'm like, what the world? And the thing is like when you do stuff for show, people know that you just posing. Because if you had it, you wouldn't care. Old money don't care what you see them carrying as far as their bag, their shoes, their sunglasses, or whatever. But this new money stuff, that's why they be going broke in a few years. On top of giving it away because they don't have financial sense and they didn't get a financial advisor to manage their money. Think of all these people who got rich after a couple years, couple albums, couple movies, and then 5 years later it's like, oh, so-and-so broke. Anyway, so this is either Trolls just want to take a nap or it's time to chill or something like that. So this is the non-party palette, and these are shades from my other MAC BYOPs when I decided what to keep and what to not keep. So that's this palette. So it's just a little chill palette. We have like grays and blues, green. I was determined to keep these three, and I don't think they go overall with the palette, but I'm like, I don't care because we taking a nap, we chilling. Um, yeah, so just whatever. Just whatever with this one. Damn, I don't know why that one cracked. Why do you do that? I'm pressing it in with my thumb. I got shadow with my thumb. Why you do that? Did I knock you or bump you or something? Like it's gonna talk to me back. It's gonna say you're right, Dion. It's 702, not 702. Did that with her Alexa. Leela. This is my second time having this one because I really missed it when I got rid of it, and it surprised me that I missed it. And what's challenging for most people about this one when they had it, the same with me, is that it's not a palette that you just pick up and put on, especially if you match your makeup to your clothes. If you use either one of these shades right here, you're gonna have a purple look because these shades are strong. These shades are strong. But you have your little, neutral palette over here, neutral side. What am I saying? Your little neutral section over here with some shine. This is a nice, easy 3-pan look if you want to just use those three. So there are other things you can do instead of just having a purple look, which looking at it, you think that's a purple palette. It's not a purple palette. It's not. It's a very pretty palette. But if you use if you use this one, or that one, you're going to have a purple look, even though this doesn't look purple, the way it just shows up with the other shades. And so I did miss it. And so that's why I repurchased it. And it kind of surprised me that I missed it. And sometimes, like we change, like our thoughts change, how we feel about things change, and we look at what we have, and one year you feel this way, and then the next year you feel a different way, and so just roll with it. I inherited my mom's bags when she passed, and a couple pieces are still in dust bag. Yup, same, not my taste either, but I have it for sentimental reasons. Yeah, and that is a good reason, because sometimes stuff, yeah, it means a lot to us because of what it represents for us. Do I need to say more? Y'all look at my face. This is such a fun palette. People are like, oh, that looks chaotic. Circle Loco means crazy circus. Like, what did you think? And this is not for people who just want to do monochromatic looks, because it is, and I like that it looks scattered, which to me it doesn't, because looking at it, okay, you can just do this right here. Use this blue, this one, and do your monochromatic if you want to. Take this one, monochromatic if you want to. Take this purple, this blue, monochromatic if you want to. Take that orange, pop this somewhere. So you can do monochromatic if you want to. I don't want to. And when I look at this, everything goes with something else. Some people say, oh, these two are the same. No, they're not. This has a blue-green tint to it. This one has a purple tint to it. That's why this is with the purples. That's why this is over here with these shades. This shade right here, this is my favorite shade in the palette. It's called Grunge. Like that. This goes with that, it goes with that, it goes with this, it goes with that, it goes with that. This goes with everything in this friggin' palette. You can easily just put this on first half of the lid, put something else on second half, do your little transition, lower lash line. This palette is so friggin' fun for me, and it is my second time having it, because I'm like, I'm gonna have that. And that's why I said I'm always gonna have Circle Loco and always gonna have Biba. And then I had a brain fart and got the Texture Tone palette, and now I want Biba again. We're almost done, y'all. Spellcast Beauty, Lady of Shalott. The story behind this palette, they had this one, and they had one that was a lighter color story. This is easily one of their largest palettes. How many shades is this? 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 5, 30 pans. Where am I gonna hold this? They had this one, and they had one that was a lighter version. And I thought, oh, both of them together would be all I need in my kit. But the PAO is not 24 months. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get it. And so I forgot about it. And for something, I was back on their website. And I was looking at it again. And I'm like, oh, the other one's not here. Which I didn't want the other one. I wanted this one because it does have these dark rows up here. And this little pocket down here. And this one these two are really pretty too. And so I was looking at it like, damn, are they going to sell out of that one? Because they don't have the light one anymore. So I was like, okay, do I get it? Do I not get it? So I sent the picture. I took a screenshot and I sent it to Janessa. I didn't say anything. What I wanted her to say is, oh, you kind of have those colors in your other palettes. That's what I wanted her to say. And like this to down here is like, That ain't even you. And so, but what she said was, "Ooh, you can make pretty looks with that palette." I was like, "Damn it!" So I bought it. And I don't think I ever told her. That's why I sent it to her. So this might be the first time she's hearing me say that. Because when I shared the story before, I didn't say it was her, but that's who it was. Because I really wanted her to be like, "Oh, you got them shades. You'll do some pretty looks with that palette." I was like, "Fuck." Ordered the palette, and I do like it. First look, we used these 9 on one eye, these 9 on another, and then I got mixed up somewhere. That was around the time too we had Kay's request when she was gifted a membership in Tanya. So we actually used, I think it was this bottom row, because one wanted a glam look and one wanted a look from Janet Jackson, one of her videos, and the looks were very similar. Or it was a Patti LaBelle look, and all of her looks are glam looks. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just double up. So this came in handy. It did. That row came in handy. Sort of like the texture tone palette. It comes in handy. And now that I'm looking at this, this could substitute for that texture tone palette. Like these two, well, these two and like that shade. Even though this is more mustard, but I really do like it. There's a ton of options in here. You got 30 shades. But that last row, I'm just like, eh. But it does come in handy because I got those 2 dark shades in the corner. But this, is this Gothy or grunge? I don't think this is anything. I think that's just regular because it has so much in there. All right, yo, we're almost done. Then we're going to backtrack to the Goth grungy palettes movie time. Large palette. It does. And because it is, like, nothing looks like anything else in here. Like when we were talking about Natasha's, how this shade looks like that shade looks like this shade. Everything in here is different. Everything in here is different than something else. Except maybe you want to say, okay, this brown and that one, you can tell they're different undertones though. But everything, I really like this palette. Oh, and these 2 purples, but this is definitely a metallic. That's definitely not. This is making me think of that purple one in the Dramatic palette. I'm gonna take that out, not here, but after the live. I'm gonna take that out and look at that with this because some of these shades would substitute for that. And if this is close to that purple, yeah, that can go. Well, I am gonna use it for that collab look. I mean, not collab look, that member request look, because the look was like a neutral look. So we are gonna use that, or I could just use this again because I used this for a glam look before. Yeah, I'm gonna look at those 2 and yeah, so. That Dramatic one might be leaving my stash sooner. This is a repeat purchase. Mothership number 3, Subversive. I love this palette because it's smoky. It's smoky. And I don't even care. I don't care about these. Just them sticks right there. I'm cool. I'm cool. This is nice. But it's that smoke. That smoke. That's just smoke. I love this palette. I'm glad to have it again. I don't even know what to say. And I do like these formulas. These are not that flaky. They're not the flaky chunky monkeys. And Moonlit Seduction. It surprised me that I missed it. I got rid of it. And I only get 2.5 looks out of this palette. And that's the thing for me. I'm like, oh, like Xenon. I got 5 looks easy. My first 5. This one, no matter what I do, 2.5 looks is all I get out of this palette. No matter where I put where, they just look the same or very similar. Like if you want to be nuanced, like when that one has a little bit more gray and that one's a little bit, they the same. I get 2.5 looks out of here. But when I got rid of it, one day I was looking for it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I gave that away. And I'm like, damn, I'm really looking for that palette? Like, what the hell? It's just something about it that I really like. And I don't prefer cool tone palettes. This is cool tone, that's cool tone, that's cool tone. But it's just something about how it looks together when I do looks. I'm like, this is a really nice palette. And I really did miss it. So, she had a sale. I would never pay $129 for a palette. You don't have to. 40% off is $77.40. That ain't worth $129. Wait for a sale then. $77.40. 40% off. So all of that, oh, it's not worth that, then don't get it at that. Wait till it's sale. I'm just saying. Like, so and it's just crazy to me because I think that people who only use drugstore, I think they don't know that they can get certain types of makeup or certain brands on sale because it was Because in my day-to-day life, it's been people that wear only drugstore. Oh, that's not worth $129. I would never get that. 40% off sale, $77.40. You don't have to get it for $129. Like they don't even know. And then they look at me like, huh? Like they don't even know. Or Natasha, I wouldn't spend $69 for that palette. Wait for a 30% off sale. You don't gotta get it for $69. Now I think they're 72. But I really think that they don't know. They just don't know that you don't have to pay full price. Janessa sent me this. When I seen it, I was lusting over this. I was on a no buy. I had used all my exemptions, I think. And sneaky ass, y'all know who that is. Y'all know who that is. And we did a collab with this. And when we did our joint collab, it was her first time using it too. So of course she had it way longer than me because she ordered them, she got them, and then she sent me one. And so she had just been sitting on it. So when we did that collab, the live stream collab, that was her first time using it too. So I appreciate that she waited to do a look. And I didn't ask her to, but she said she did have her fingers in it, like she was watching and stuff, but she had not done a look with it. So that was our first time doing a look with this. Is when we did that collab. This is a beast from hell. Look at this shade. I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know. And this one too? They sisters or siblings or something. Them shits is crazy. This one wants to be like that one, but it's not as bad. This one is smoother. Y'all can tell these are smooth. That's smooth. No, wait. This one is a dual chrome. That same shift. That's smooth. This is smooth. This is smooth. This one? Wanna be this one? Them shits is insane. This is a friggin' beast to work with. And I remember Janessa was using this one and when we did that joint live stream. And I'm like, I'm not using that one for this look. I'm like, I'm gonna wait. And I said, this one I'm gonna wait. This palette is 100% my vibe. So this is Cryptic Beauty. It's Cryptic palette from Jolie Beauty. They do, most of their palettes, they have pressed pigments. This one didn't. And somebody I know was like double checking. They wrote in and asked them and all of that. Because I'm like, I don't know. And it does say, I thought it said eyeshadow palette on it. But I wouldn't have known that unless I had already bought it. But on their website, it said eyeshadow palette. But then I'm like looking at their other palettes, and they clearly tell you which ones are pressed pigments or the way they name it. And so I still wasn't sure. And I think I was just trying to talk myself out of it or not loving it as much because I was on a no buy and I didn't have no more exemptions, so I couldn't buy it. But Janessa had ordered it for me, and I really like it. This right here, this motherfucker, and this one, I don't know what the hell that is. You got to get the flake and put it on and smear it and hope it don't fall out. Them shades is freaking beast from hell. You can look at it and tell but I love this palette. And they give you a choice because you have like some blues over here, you got a bunch of greens, you got a couple purples, you got some grays, you got some browns. And so you have, if you want to do monochromatic, which most people seem to do, that's why I always say that, you can do that. But if you want to just do other stuff, you do have a lot of choices. And this is 2, 4, 6, 7, 4. This is 28 pans. So it's another large palette. You got a lot of options. And I used to say, I don't like larger palettes, but shit, I like this one. I like Lady of Shalot. I'm 30 pans. It's a lot of variety. It's a lot of different things you could do. Just them two. Like, why are you eating? Like, whose idea was this to even create that formula? Y'all know I don't like to work for my makeup. I like it to work for me. But this is a beautiful palette. I am excited to have it. So we're going to keep that out as our last one. I just used this the other day, or the video just came out the other day. I'm going to always have this. These are removable pans. So if these ever die, I could take these out and repurchase what's in my 15 pans, because that would be 30 right there to put in here. This is a nice palette. My only thing with this one is they're mostly satin shades. And a lot of them don't do a lot for me. And so I'm like, but if I want just a wash of color, the look we did, we made we made it a point to use the darker shades and the darker stuff. And I did like that look. And I do like the lighter looks, but y'all know I want to show up. You know, I mean, I invited you, show up to the party. But this is beautiful though. And I love this for it being a Pride Month palette. I really do. And I am excited to have it. I just don't use it often. And I think it's just because number one, it's too damn big to be holding. And my station is small. So even when I lay it down, I got to move a bunch of stuff out the way. And so it's just like kind of a hassle to actually just get to it. But once I'm set up and I use it, I'm like, yeah, I'm really digging it. You know what I mean? But this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is 40 shades. And this was my first, I believe, large palette like this. I'm like, 40 shades. But it was Pride Month. 100% of the cost went to the organization they support. And that I liked. Because in most places, 10% of the proceeds, no, Mac was like, all of this is going to that. And I loved it for that. And so I got it. And I really like it. And so that's all my palettes. So now everybody knows, Michelle knows what palettes we have. We're going to backtrack and go through my, this had calmed down where I pulled that muscle earlier, but now it flared up again. How did I just twist and it did that? So we're going to backtrack and go through the Goth Grunge Vampy palettes, which was another member request. A live stream next week. We're ranking all of my palettes. I don't know, y'all. I that might be a 5-hour video, a 5-hour live stream, but definitely Cryptic is in here with Goth Grunge. Definitely. Just looking at the color story. This is Goth Grunge. You can do either or with this palette, and you could probably also do Vampy with this one, this here, that black down in the corner, this purple that's up here. Purple can be Vampy. Depends on how you place it, what you put next to it. This one always catches my eye because it's hella bright, but then it seems to change color. So it's blue, this one right here, but then it's like that bold green. That shade is pretty. I'm glad that's not one of them flaky chunky monkeys, because I would be pissed if it was. Because them others, ow, my wrists. They've been holding up stuff too long. So that's Grunge Gothy. I'm gonna leave these out because I'm gonna write them down, because we're going to rank all of our palettes, and then we're going to rank all the palettes. Then we're going, because that was a request, and another request was what would be my number one out of each brand. So we're going to do that, y'all. And then another request from a different member was to rank my Goth and Grunge palettes. And so I'm gonna leave these out and write the names down, because y'all know I be against stuff. Does Cryptic take over? Does Cryptic take over Mothman? Formula-wise, I would say yes. Because Mothman ain't have no chunky, flaky hellhounds from the grave, like the few that's in here. And even though it's like only 3 or 4 of them that's like this in here, I would say it's even. And I'm saying that because if they re-release Mothman, I would buy it. That palette is 100% unique. Not just the style of the packaging, not just the shape of the packaging, but even just the color story. And it was a lot of lighter shades in there, but some of those dual chrome shades, they did show up dark on me. And I really did enjoy that palette. And so I would say no, this doesn't take over that. Because even though there's a lot going on in here, like, is it really unique? You know what I'm saying? And so I'm looking at this right here. This right here could be xenon. You know, those gray tones up here. You know, we have browns, right? We have blues and greens. So is it really unique? It all together, like, it's a beautiful palette. It is, and I am very excited to have it. So thank you, Janessa, for sending this to me. But Mothman, I think the majority of those shades were dual chromes or multi-chromes in that palette. And it was only 2 matte shades in that palette. But then the majority of the rest were dual chromes or multi-chromes. And so that set it apart as well for people who do like that shine. 669 and Mothman are forever your favorites. I want them to bring that back so bad. I want them to bring back Mothman so freaking bad. I don't think they are, like, ever. Seriously, I don't. And then all the other stuff that, you know, but yes, I'll say no, because I would purchase it in a heartbeat. I would purchase Mothman again in a heartbeat, and it is very different from this one. Like, if they were the same color story, it would be different, but because the color stories are different, the formulas are different, Yeah, I would say this doesn't take that over. I would say they're equal, to be honest with you. In my mind, they would be equal. I've been on here for a long ass time. Yep, beans and booty. It was so funny. Somebody had under one of those videos, they commented, because of you, I want that booty crack palette. I was like, damn, we got the booty crack? I was like, it's beans and booty, not booty crack. I was laughing so much. They was like, thanks to you, I want that booty crack palette. I was like, oh my God. And it reminded me that people do really be listening to what I be saying. Because people were like, oh, let me, to use beans and booty again. Like, people was really calling it beans and booty, and then the one called it booty crack. Oh my gosh. And so it's kind of crazy to realize that people really do listen to what I'm saying, because y'all know I be saying some weird shit sometimes. I'd be like, oh shit, I need to calm down, because people really be like paying attention to what I'm saying, and y'all know I just be like, oh, sometimes I'm just off the cuff. But yeah, I was dying. I want that booty crack. Said not the booty crack. I remember like it was yesterday. I read that comment like 2 times. I was cracking up. Thanks to you, I want that booty crack. Beans and booty, not booty crack. It was hilarious. So, grunge goth palettes. Cryptic from Jolie Beauty. Of course, the Yucca palette. And I'm looking at this now too, having just looked at Cryptic. Some of these shades. But these ain't hellhounds from the depths of hell. Them shits is crazy, but I am glad I have it though. So grunge, goth, vampy, grunge life. Want that booty crack palette. I was cracking up. Like, damn, like, people be saying the weirdest shit that I say. Like, Neon Garden. This ain't over here. We ain't leaving this here. This is not, no. I don't even know why we left this here. This is not grunge or gothy. Let's put you right there. This one isn't either. Why did I leave this one here? Oh, Dark Side of the Rainbow. They had a lighter one at that. And I'm just like, no, this is good. This is a grunge goth palette. This is beautiful. These metallics are awesome. And these ground it very well. And they made it easy. If you don't know what to do, put this on the lid, transition. That's it. This on the lid, transition, whatever. But y'all know I don't do that. But this is a beautiful palette. So this is a goth grunge palette. And my warped mind. You already know. You already know. That shadow just finally popped out. Bog Witch. I'm going to get two, and I'm debating. I was going to get Flame 1, and I'm debating on the nude or colorful palette. Are you talking about the MAC palettes? Unfiltered Nude, just the nude one, and Future Flames, and the Sci-Fi color palette. I would say if you like color, I would say the Hi-Fi color palette. If you lean more towards neutrals, I would say Unfiltered Nudes. And if you want some of the reddish tones, Future Flames. But I would say definitely, if you like color, the Hi-Fi color palette. And then I would say Unfiltered Nudes, because you can pair filtered nudes with anything, because it's the nude type shades. When they have a 30% off sale, or when Ulta has the 20% off coupon, and it includes prestige, that's when I would say get them. And the price to me is a good price as it is, but why not save? And I have a link down below. Check it out. Thank you. But yeah, if you like color, because that's what this is. This is a Hi-Fi color palette we have on right now, and then the Unfiltered Nudes, because you can use that anytime with anything. You're welcome. The Nightmare palette, grunge goth, a lot of options, a lot of stuff going on in here. I'm looking at this though. I don't know. This is giving me vampy, this little corner. Yes, I would say this is more goth than grunge. But yeah, this will stay as one of our goth grunge palettes. I'm surprised I made that connection, because sometimes somebody will refer back to something and I'm like, what are you talking about? That's weird. I remembered that one. Mary Mean one. Is this either one? This would be, I don't know. I don't think this is grunge or goth. We're going to put this back home. This is beautiful though. Why did I have this here? Because no, it's not. We're going to put you back. We're not going to keep you here. Swamp of Sadness. Yes. Yes. Goth or grunge. Or and goth and grunge. I'm so silly. I really like this palette. You know what? The formula in here is so freaking smooth. Let me show y'all again. Look at these formulas. Y'all. Damn. This is more vampy, I think, than Goth or grunge, depending on what you do. Eternal Beauties. What was I going to look at this with? I forgot already. Mario. No. Hung Vango. Because he had blacks and then he had that, I don't know. Yeah, we're going to look at this with Mario. But this, I would say Gothy grunge and or vampy for this one. Depending on where you place your colors. I really like the formula in here, too. Okay, let me stop. So we got one more for Gothy grunge. Villa Tofana. This one. You are welcome, Vanessa. This I would say this side is Gothy and vampy. But then mixing it, I don't know. But I would say that this one is Gothy, grungy. Yeah. I don't know, I'm on the fence. Because I'm looking at the palette as a whole. Like, if I take this out, yeah, that's definitely grungy and Gothy. But up here, I'm not sure. I think we're going to put this one back. I think we're going to put this one back. So that'll make it even quicker when we come back to these. I'm going to put this one back. Yes, a lot. Yes, Natasha, Notoriously Morbid. Mac, Lethal. That's kind of it. So we have Eternal Beauties. This one, I'm going to write these down too so I don't forget. Swamp of Sadness, Nightmare Palette, Fog Witch, Grunge Life, the Xenon, no, the Yucca Palette, and Cryptic. So those are our Goth grunge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's only just 8. So that's like a third of my stash. I have 35 palettes now. So that's going to be it, y'all. Thank you. This was super long. This was super long. And when we rank them, that's going to be long too. Ranking 35 palettes? I might have to start thinking about that now, though. And just write it down, then just read off the list. I appreciate that, Janet. Thank you, Tanya. Let me not think about it now. Okay, we're going to go. So thank you all for being here to see what I have. For members making requests, you see the palettes that I have. Y'all see the face stuff every other video because I'm rotating through them. I know, Nina, it's going to be long. It's going to be long, though. Because even now, even thinking about it, I kind of like stalled. Like, it's like, what the hell? What the hell? So we're going to thank you all for being here. Thank you, the member who requested this. And thank you, Nina, for the grunge Goth request that you had. This was fun going through them all, laying hands on them all. And talking about them reminds me of why I got them and why I like them as much as I do. And so that's always really good, too. Because I want us all to get to a place where we love all of what we have. And that's why that dramatic palette is going in my kit, because I don't love it. I really don't. I do not. And I'm gonna stop, kidding myself for trying to make myself like it. But I want us all to get to a place where we really love everything that we have. You're welcome, Nina. Thank you for entering, because people don't. And when I saw you entered, I'm like, she gonna win. She gonna win. And you picked a good prize too. I was like, oh my god, like she went for the gusto here. Got some good stuff. And knowing you already like the formula, that's really good too. So it's not like, well, I hope she likes it. Like, we know you're gonna like it. You know you're gonna like it. Thank you for the hearts. And so I'm really excited for the collection that I have. I'm looking at my face stuff over here in the chair, because I do. And somebody has said I had a nice assortment. Somebody commented, and even looking at what I have now, and I'm like, that's really cool. And giving away Closing the Circle, I'm down to 35, and it feels really good because I can touch everything. I'm using everything on a regular basis. I love everything except for dramatic, so that's going to go away. So I'll be down another palette for my stash. But it's a good feeling when you know what you have, so you're not buying duplicates or you forget that you have it, and then you can touch everything and you can see everything and you're using everything on a regular basis and you actually love everything. And that's what I want for us, is to just really love what we have, and also to be content with what we have. We don't have to keep buying and buying and buying and buying and buying, because then you're just going to end up with stuff that's just sitting, which means you're wasting money. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not going to preach. You know, feel free to leave a donation. My PayPal, Cash App is below. But we're going to go. Yeah, I'm getting rid of it for me. I'm going to put it in my kit. Because when someone does want an eyeshadow look, they'll say, you know, something natural, something neutral, and so that's where that'll come in handy. So it's either they want something natural or neutral, or they want face paint. It's either one or the other. Like there's not really a middle ground for what they want. It's either they're not there, or you want it to be there. Damn it, that type of thing. And so it will serve a good purpose in my kit for sure. And so I like that the PAO is a long one. And so we're going to go. This was fun. And again, I want us all to love what we have and not always feel like, okay, this something new is coming out, I need to get it. We don't. I know some people who, when something new comes out or they feel like they want to buy something new, they go through and start swatching their makeup. And then that feeling goes away because they realize they have everything that they want right in front of them. Just got to open it and play with it. And so on that note, we're going to go. We'll be back here Monday. I don't know what we're doing on Monday. But for now, we're going to go. Video's going up tomorrow, I believe. And as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me next week. Bye. And don't forget to watch my videos. New people, subscribe and consider joining the membership.